Lights above the field, Friday night tension high. Sweat on the backs, Pioneer pride. War drums beat inside, helmet cracks in the air. Concrete grit out and fight, enemies everywhere. Boswellsports, screams of screams, voices howl, spirits mean. Warriors clash unseen, legacy in the beams.
In the place, ball game. Pioneers are going to walk out of here.
Heroes in the heat, a battle so bittersweet. Bones crush, hearts ignite, bleeding for the fight. Under the stars in the night, pioneers never die. Boswellsports, screams and screams, voices howl, spirits lean. Warriors crush unseen, legacy in the beams.
Go. Oh, hold on.
Hey, good evening and welcome to Boswell Sports for tonight's non-district matchup between the visiting Forney Jackrabbits and your Boswell Pioneers. Hello, everyone. We are live from Pioneer Stadium, and this is week 4 as the Pioneers get ready to tune up for district play next week. Joining me in the booth tonight, our own Peyton Peterson's back. Hello, Peyton.
Hello, Jim. It's been a long absence. What was the last time I saw you in the booth? Was what, November last year?
Yeah.
And now he is the creator of the true MVP.
That's right.
Very true. Yeah, just had a son be born, MVP. That's his initial. So very excited to welcome him into the world, and hopefully he'll be a little pioneer one day.
That'd be cool. One day he's up here in the booth.
Yep. We'll see.
Calling game. And then, of course, on the equipment tonight, our producer, Keith Diamond. Hello, Keith.
Hello, guys.
Hopefully we'll have much better sound quality for this game than we did last week. I've been working on it for the past couple hours, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Keith does it all, man. He's a statistician now, producer. He's got 4 screens in front of him.
4 screens in front of him. And one of them's an iPad, and he's got 2 sets of headsets.
He's also Jim. You gotta give him credit here. He's got a screen on his wrist. He's got a little watch here as well. I mean, this guy, he does it all.
And his phone is right here next to him.
He's got 6 screens.
Keith, how are we sounding out there?
Well, I can hear you guys. We can hear us really good. I can't hear this. Can't hear the crowd.
Cannot hear the crowd.
Cannot hear the crowd.
So
that's a lot.
It don't take much to bump it up. That's for sure.
No.
All right. So exciting football game tonight as the Boswell Pioneers definitely look to be tested.
Yes.
Coming off that win, that come from behind win against Haltom last week. It's got these kids flying high and juiced up, but I'll tell you what, they got a monster in front of them with the Forney Jackrabbits. Peyton, tell us a little bit about that team.
Yeah, Jim, I'll be honest. This is a squad that is coming from a very, very good district with the teams of Tyler Legacy, Rockwall Heath. This is and Longview. This is a squad that they've got athletes all across the board. Jim, running back is their top guy. He's committed to Notre Dame. He's been a stud for them to start the season, but it also doesn't just stop there. They can also throw the football with the best of them. Nelson Peterson Jr. is the guy that can really throw the football deep. He's been a guy this year that has even done a little bit of work on the ground as well. And then you look at their wideout efforts. They've got Amari Jahil. He's committed to Texas Tech. So you got 3 highly recruited players on their offense at the quarterback position, the running back. But yeah. I mean, their offense was very, very going to need to be shown if Boswell wants to win and pull out the upset, because this is a 30-point underdog coming into this game on homecoming, and I know the Pioneers want to get a win on homecoming night. You always do.
Yeah, it's definitely a different caliber football team that we're facing than what we've even faced in the past 3 weeks. And hey, you know what? At the end of the day, this game does not count as to whether or not they get into the playoffs. And so this will be good to see where the weaknesses might be for the Boswell Pioneers.
100%. And I think the biggest thing, Jim, is I wouldn't be surprised if Forney wants to really try to pound the outside with the rock with their running back, Javion Osborne. I mean, this is a guy, again, 4-star recruit going to Notre Dame, can really tote the pill with the ball in his hands, and they're going to try to exploit what's kind of been the weakness of the Pioneers dating back to last year, is kind of that open field around the outside with the outside linebackers. And look, in the second half, I thought last week against Halton, Boswell really started to fly to the football, started making a lot of open field tackles and tried to minimize that play towards the outside on the run. But this is probably the biggest giant of a test that they have tonight with the tailback that they're facing. They're going to try to move him east and west, and they may try to even go to between the tackles. But one thing that I've seen from the Pioneer defense so far this season, Jim, is between the tackles, I think the defensive front has really played well.
Yeah.
I've really been impressed with how they've played up front. It's all just about putting it together. If they can just get the outside linebackers to wrap up, get guys on the turf, or not even just get guys on the turf, just wrap up and hold them until your other guys are flying to the football. That's kind of been their Achilles heel this season, and they've had a lot of, I call them chunk plays, where it's like 3rd and 15, 2nd and 15, and you've got the opposing offense where you want them, but then they run this little jet sweep to the outside. They throw a little screen to the outside, and guys aren't or they're flying to the football, but they're just not making the tackles, and they're picking up these 15, 20-yard drives where it just kills the defense. It keeps them out on the field, and it doesn't get your offense back out on the field and get points. So that's something that I think Forney is going to try to exploit tonight. I know they can do a lot of different things, especially passing the football, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go east and west. So hopefully we see that the Pioneer defense steps up a little bit on the outside, tries to pinch them inside. Don't let them go outside, but if they do, get some hands on them.
Well,
keep them wrapped up and get them to the ground.
I mean, we talked about it this week on the on Pioneer Sports Extra. One of the keys to this game, and we've seen it even going into last season, where first initial contact, they're not able to bring them down.
No.
And you got to bring that guy down. And they are slowing them down, but whenever they're missing the tackle, they're giving them a head of steam, and they're picking up those extra yards, just like you talked about. We'll see what they worked on this week. Hopefully, they'll get a better handle on that. And like you said, the outside has been a killer. And then the other thing is what we saw against Alton last week. In the secondary, we got to make sure that they don't get too aggressive and give up the deep ball. And
that's one thing, Jim, was when you have another future Division I quarterback and a Division I receiver that they have coming at you tonight, it just brings a whole nother layer that the Pioneer defense has not seen so far this year. And it's one that they're going to have to really step up. As you mentioned against Alton, there was numerous plays where the secondary was just beat over the top, and that just came on play action pass, bringing the safeties in, and they're just hitting the guys deep over the top, and it's nothing creative at all. It's just simple play action pass, and they're just hitting them over the top, and it's a good ball. And that was from a Haltom offense that we can all agree significantly weaker to what Forney's going to bring out tonight. So. And that's with a split T offense that they were running, a lot of kind of Burleson Centennial offense of what we saw last week from Haltom, whereas Forney, they're going to bring out a little bit more tight end sets. They're going to like to spread the football a little bit more. And that's something where the secondary is going to have to really step up. One thing, to kind of bring a positive note for the secondary is that I've been impressed about for the Pioneers in the open field. I thought they've really flown to the football this year.
Yeah.
In those plays where the guys, they have one guy wrapped up and they haven't fully brought him to the ground, the DBs are really flying to the football, but it's all really about complementary football and putting it all together. How are they going to be able to stop the pass down the field? Because that's one thing, Jim, if they can stop the run tonight, it's going to have to rely on that secondary because Forney's going to not be afraid to throw that football down the field. And that's something, again, the two weaknesses that we've seen so far on defense so far for the Pioneers, Jim, has been outside linebackers and keeping and stopping the outside runs for big plays and the deep pass down the field.
Yeah.
Usually the main worry is like, okay, we can't do anything in between the tackles, but the Pioneers are set there between the tackles. They've done really well to start the season. Continue that, add into that layer of we need to stop the run on the outside, stop the deep ball. You could be in for an upset tonight.
Yeah, got to seal that edge for sure. And again, that's what this game is for. It's for them to work on those kind of things and to have a good quality opponent just makes it even better for them going down the road. Now, what I worry about is this is a team that last year, I think they lacked a little bit of confidence.
Yes.
They had big leads in games. Teams came back, shocked them, kind of like what they did to Haltom last week. Won those games in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And so I think it shook their confidence a little bit.
Yeah.
It was kind of a feeling on the field of, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah.
Last week we didn't see that. Last week they fell behind, they fought, they came back, and they actually won the football game. Real confidence booster. What I worry about in this one is what happens if this thing gets away early.
Yeah. And that's one thing, Jim, is the Haltom game at halftime last week. I think everybody at home or even in the stands or even if you were watching the broadcast down the street at Eagles Nest or anything like that, you were probably thinking, man, this game's over. The Pioneers are dead in the dust, especially from what we've seen from this team over the last 365 days. But look, Jim, I mean, the fight that they showed in the second half was a completely different football team. And even I'll even take it one step further. Even when they came back and it was 28-24 and they were still, in it and they had the ball at midfield, it felt like one of those games still until they got in the end zone of this feels like a game Boswell's still going to lose. It just really felt that way. It felt like that they weren't going to put it all together, but they did. They had that read option with Juju down the sideline, got the touchdown, and then Haltom comes marching down the field. 15-yard penalty gets hit against the Pioneers for pass interference, and then you're starting to think, oh no, here we go again. Here we go again.
Get down inside the 20.
Yeah, inside the 20, but then Haltom gets hit with a 15-yard penalty as well. They get dropped back, and then you just start seeing the guys fly to the football, making great tackles. And look, nobody knows what's going to happen tonight, but what we've seen, and again, I got to give credit to what the scheduling wise that Coach Weaver has done. I think I've been really impressed with the non-district opponents that he's had lined up, and especially this year. Braswell was a great opponent for them to face week one, just out of the gates, tight contest on the road, something great. Continuing the rivalry with Saginaw, even though it didn't go the way that they wanted, it's always good to have that type of intensity. Even though it was kind of a weird one with the game going into Saturday, it was a bit of a weird one. And then the third game being against Haltom. Haltom, even though the last few years they haven't been the Haltom that we've known, they're still a great program. They're always going to have their players top notch, playing the best. That was another good matchup that they had. And then you top it off with a top 50 team in the state coming in tonight on homecoming with Forney. These are games that it prepares you later in the season, towards the end of the year. It prepares you, with those tight games against Weatherford, with those tight games against Lake Ridge. And, again, regardless what happens tonight, I think the Pioneers heading into next week with district play and heading into, hopefully cooler football, when the sun goes down earlier and we start getting the jackets out, I think the Pioneers could be primed for a playoff berth. But it all comes down to how do you play defensively? How do you play offensively? And look, Jim, I think, again, we talked about this before we started the broadcast, and I've been really impressed with the Pioneers offensively. I think Juju has stepped up, I think, at the quarterback position. Jace has come out of nowhere at running back and has really filled that void with the Lassiter absence. And when we have Lassiter back next week and we have that two running back set and a healthy receiver group, all of a sudden you're starting to think, man, does this look like the Pioneer offense that we've seen over the last few years?
Well, it is homecoming night here at the Boz, and a lot of festivities going on. We're going to take a quick break to recognize some of our sponsors. When we come back, we will continue to break this game down. We'll have the coin flip, the national anthem, and the kickoff. Stay with us here on Boswell Sports.
Off of 7-3 through 35 down on Boat Club Road, there's a place folks gather and let their troubles unload. Red's Barbecue delights under a Texas sky, with brisket, sausage ribs, and chicken fried. Juicy burger stacking high, Red's fries on my plate. Flavor so rich my mouth can't wait. Hey, the man, he's got the magic touch. A bite of heaven, it's never too much. Oh, Red's Barbecue, make you move like a cow. Tasting Texas pride, no stopping now. From sun up to sundown, this place feels right. Red's Barbecue, every single bite. Fried steak, crispy and brown, the tastiest food in our little town. The sauce is poured with love, smoking so fine. Every meal there is a grand old time, with friends and tunes under the barbecue lights, laughing and eating through the warm summer nights. Grill marks are painted, a culinary art. Red's Barbecue knows the way to my heart. Oh, Red's Barbecue, make you move like a cow. Tasting Texas pride, no stopping now. From sun up to sundown, this place feels right. Red's Barbecue, every single bite. Barbecue, make you move like a cow. Tasting Texas pride, no stopping now. From sun up to sundown, this place feels right. Red's Barbecue, every single bite.
All right, welcome back to Boswell Sports as homecoming activities continue here. We got all the little kids out there behind the big inflatable, and people are jacked up. I'm telling you, Peyton, I know you missed last week, but when Juju scored that touchdown here down the right side, this place exploded. And you could just feel the energy. You could see the energy down on the sideline, and it was just amazing. It looks like, I don't know if they're about to have the national anthem. Got a group down here at the bottom. Looks like maybe it's the choir.
Oh, they're probably singing the
national anthem.
no, the
School song.
School song, yeah, that word.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, just looking for a really exciting football game tonight. It's kind of like I'd say it's almost like one of those Alito games.
Yeah.
And I remember some really good Alito matchups with Boswell. A couple where Boswell scared the Bearcats in the first half.
I don't know if you remember, Jim. What year was it? I think it was 2017. 2017, Boswell had I think it was 10-0 lead at the half over Alito, and this was 9-0 versus 9-0, and winner wins the district. And oh my word, that game! I don't think people realize. So back in the day, this stadium did not look like the way it was. So there was less seats, but even then, there was so many people where there still wouldn't be room in this stadium. There was that, I remember showing up to the game.
Yeah, capacity.
I was having to park like half a mile away from here because there was that many people, and we went up to the ticket booth to get tickets, and everybody and the people up there were like, yeah, it's standing room only. And I'm like, oh my word,
you're buying the $20 seat.
Yeah, I mean, it was and the game was highly touted. This is when the Pioneers had a good deal of recruits on their side, and Alito had a good deal of recruits on their side, and it was televised, and it was just, man, it was just so much energy. But it's good to see that the fans last week, were really bought into the to the matchup, especially against Haltom, and seeing I saw obviously the broadcast with you guys last week, but there was also a clip of somebody on the sideline that recorded Juju.
Yeah, that was a school.
Yeah, I think it was a school.
Yeah.
You could tell just by the phone as well. Like, man, it just felt like one of those high school games that since the stadium has been built, we haven't really felt that. It's been a few years, I think. But it's good to see kind of that energy and life to be brought back to the Pioneers. And yeah, man, it's always good this time of year, Jim, to see some tight Texas high school football games, and that's especially going down the stretch. And man, that run from Juju, great read, great pull, and great blocking upfield, and he went untouched.
Fall starts on Monday.
Yep.
And fall means football.
All right. So Stephanie Crellin is across the pond again. Last time she was up until 2:45 when she said goodnight. Yeah, it's not showing up on OBS, but I had to put it up over here. That's all right though. We'll work with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's hungry for some Reds. Me too. I don't know if Amy's logged on yet there at the store, but
I went across the pond for the first time this summer, guys, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. I was kind of in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't in London at all. But it was a cool little environment. I like the I guess Indian food is really big there in the UK, and man, had some great tikka masala and some great food, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So Keith, we may have to change names on our captains, as it looks like they are coming to the sideline for the Pioneers. Of course, the Pioneers dressed in in one of my favorite uniforms. That's the all blue with the white numbers and gold helmets. And, I'm not a big fan of the mustard yellow helmet because it makes it really hard for us up here in the booth. But I'm digging the blue ones there.
well,
So it looks like we got Braden Meeson. He's an offensive lineman.
And Jim, I think we actually have a
senior.
I think we have a few alumni as well coming up for the coin toss tonight. With it being homecoming, a few coaches that coached or that played and were students at Boswell out at midfield as well.
let's see.
Yeah, I think Kim Kim Jacobs is here, her class. It's their 45th reunion.
Yeah, so I see. So Coach Weaver down there at the 50-yard line. He played at Boswell. Trayvon Reeves. I don't know if you know this, Jim. He is now an assistant coach at Boswell.
Yeah, coaching linebacker.
It is so cool just to see guys that were. I mean, that guy was a stud. He went on to play at Tulsa. I believe he had an opportunity to go on the practice squad for a few NFL teams just a few years ago. But he was a stellar player for Boswell, but also when he played at Tulsa.
Yeah.
Man, it's just so cool to just see these guys come back to where they came from and to be coaches.
So here's the captains for Boswell. Number 64, Braden Meeson. Number 40 is Anthony Villiari. And then number 1, Peyton Rhodes. And then for the Jackrabbits, and there should be up there. Yep, there they are. Number 2, Jay Osborne. Number 3, Jackson. Number 4, Hopkins, and number 8, Peterson.
They've got number.
They also
11.
got a number 11 in there. That's Joe Job. And that is your captains as we await the coin toss.
And no relation to Nelson Peterson, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No relation.
Any relation to Peyton Peterson?
No. So we see Peyton Rhodes at midfield. That's also a guy that we didn't talk about much in the pregame. He's somebody that has always been a top target for Juju in the receiving game. He's going to need a big night tonight.
Yes. And the whole core is.
Yeah, really, I think the whole entire offense is going to need an A-plus effort tonight if they want to come out with a win. And it's really just about matching as well, Jim.
So it looks like Forney did win the kickoff, but decided to receive first.
So Forney will receive. They will defend the north goal, and the Pioneers will defend the south goal.
And there's our coaching team. We were just talking a little bit about those. There's Coach Weaver. Freeman does offensive coordinator. Coach Davis been here a long time, does defense. And Coach Emerson did special teams.
And so the captains will return to the tunnel and see one of the Boswell coaches out there getting into the action. I think that's Coach High School.
Oh, yeah. Coach High School, yeah,
Here come the Pioneers.
With number 2, looks like, carrying the flag.
Yep, number 2 for Boswell.
John Morales. It's always good to see the Pioneers in the blue and gold.
Love the blue and gold.
You know what? To me, what was really satisfying about that flag run, he ran with so much energy, more energy than I've seen in the first 2 games. With just so maybe that's
well, there's you some energy right there.
Yeah, you can tell the guys are fired up and ready to go. It's always good to get one of those tight wins last week that they had, Jim. And I mean, man, it was you could tell it was an emotional game for them. To come out and from 17. I mean, Jim, they were down 17 with 3 minutes left in the third, and came back and won.
You know, in the second half, you know, it wasn't so much that they got lucky with the penalties and stuff like that, but they actually took advantage of them, right? See, Jim, why don't we see if we can get the crowd back up just a little bit? So.
right, nice job by the, I believe those were the middle school
Yeah, it looked
choirs.
like the middle school choir there.
All right, so this
Great
opens up our first quarter, which is brought to us by Red's Barbecue. If you're hungry, or not if you're hungry, when you're hungry, we'll go down the road to Boat Club 7305 Boat Club Road.
7330.
7335, my bad. See Amy and Justin telling Boswell Sports sent you and get some of that good barbecue they've got there. Jim, you go in there. Chicken fried steak, I think it's on Mondays, right?
Yep.
And then they've got another good menu on Tuesday. And Tuesday, by the way, come down Tuesdays in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, from 5 to 6, and sit and join the coaches show with us, and where we get to interview the coach and the guest athlete.
I mean, you can go get the food right now. Justin and Amy, they show the game.
They might have the game on there.
Yeah, they always have the game on the TV, so don't worry about us. Just put the YouTube on in the background in your car. Head off to Reds, and you're good. You got the game on in the background.
Hey, and speaking of having the game on TV, Eagles Nest.
Eagles Nest, yeah.
Yes.
Eagle Nest has invited us into their home.
All right, opening kickoff.
Yes,
Number 46, Ben Perez.
Yeah, out to kick is Ben Perez, sophomore kicker, getting ready to get this thing underway, and we are ready to go from Boswell High School, as this will fall into the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Jim, we've mentioned it in the pregame, but if anybody did not tune in for the pregame, there are 3 studs for Forney that we have to mention. Amari Jahil, Javion Osborne, and Nelson Peterson Jr., all respective running back, quarterback, and receiver positions for Forney, and they're looking to start out this game early against a Pioneer defense that has had a few struggles so far this season on stopping the run on the outside. So we'll see what happens here as they'll start out in the pistol set with a tight end to the right.
One thing to look at here, Rebe not in the lineup again.
So here's a handoff to Osborne, the Notre Dame commit, and he'll get the easy first down there.
Yep, that time they just attacked the left side of that Pioneer defense, and like you said, you got to stretch them out and not let them go north and south. You got to make them go east and west.
So Forney will try to go quick onto the ball here. Still in that pistol set with 2 receivers out to the right. Peterson, fake handoff, throws this one out to the left side. This one falls incomplete.
Yeah,
no
right
flags there.
What impressed me on that was Isaac Bondonga was there. He had a good coverage on the receiver. So I think even if that had been pinpoint, he'd have knocked it down.
And Bondonga, he's a guy, Jim, that he really stepped up last year towards the end for the defensive back room. And for him to still only be a junior, you got to be really excited for the next 2 seasons for this Pioneer team. Peterson now, fake handoff again, throws this one across the middle. This one is caught. That looks like Jahil. Jahil breaks a tackle. He's out to the 30, the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Forney. And they're out to the gates early, led by the 3 highly touted recruits of Forney. And it goes all the way for a touchdown 32 seconds into this ballgame.
Yeah, just got behind the secondary, and you see him there. The Pioneers trying to get that pursuit angle, just not enough speed to get to that edge.
Yeah, Amari Jahil, that guy, he's committed to Texas Tech. Another highly touted recruit for Forney. As they're out to a quick 7-0 lead here at Pioneer Stadium. And look, Jim, this is where we talked about in the pregame that the Boswell offense is going to have to step up and match here, as there's a good chance that Forney tonight is going to put up some points and put up some points early and try to get out in front. And it's all just about trying to stay into this football game and not go down too much early and put yourself too far behind at halftime.
Hey, and you know what? Anything can happen.
Anything.
You get some key injuries somewhere.
Yep.
Get some penalties. Get into the opponent's head. Anything can happen.
We've seen, Jim, me and you, we've seen so many football games together. Keith, you've been a part of them as well. Eaton game, that's the one I always talk about.
Yeah.
Always talk about. Down by, or 30-point underdogs, came out, punched them in the mouth, and that was an Eaton team where people were picking them to go go make the state championship, lost first round. So anything can happen, but it all starts now on offense. So Forney will get ready to kick this one away. This one is kicked off by Vincent Hart. It's a little kick, a little sky kick, but it will go out of bounds at the 31-yard line, 32-yard line. So the Pioneers will get a little extra help here. Some good field position to start the game. So the Boswell offense led by Juju Lords, junior quarterback, 6'2", 150 pounds, and he's a guy that's been a starter since he's a sophomore, Jim. And tell us a little bit about what you've seen so far from Juju to start the season and how he's been able to command this offense a little bit.
You know, Juju is really, I want to say he's grown up. He's really grown up from where he was last year. Seems to be playing with a lot of confidence. I liked what they did last week against Haltom. They allowed him to use his feet, and he actually had the go-ahead winning touchdown.
And Tyler Reyes is actually out, and this is going to be an encroachment penalty against Forney. So Tyler Reyes, the backup quarterback for the Pioneers, is out in this kind of a what do we call this? A little half GATA package, a little shotgun GATA package for Boswell. Yeah, so Juju Lord's not in the game at quarterback. It'll be Tyler Reyes, the sophomore quarterback.
And Juju is on the sideline.
Yeah, Juju on the sideline.
He's suited up.
So Reyes will hand this up to middle to Jace Richardson.
Man.
And there's a good carry. And
That's that Jace Richardson, man.
I thought
And
he had
again,
the hole.
you talked about it, Peyton. You talked about that interior offensive line for the Boswell Pioneers, and Richardson has gotten comfortable.
very
running behind
comfortable.
those guys.
Very comfortable and very fast. And they're going to stick in this formation here to start this football game. First down. Reyes, it looked like there was a little bit of trouble on the exchange, but he hands it off to Jace Richardson, who gets a gain of about 2. And that's something, Jim, you guys mentioned on the Coach Weaver show, or the Weaver show this week, is that, man, Jace really, he just runs with some intensity with the football in his hands.
He does. He runs with purpose. He's got good speed. Runs a 4.40.
So they'll stay in this package. Reyes will keep it on the ground. No, he'll hand it off to Jace Richardson this time. But Forney was all over it as they'll bring it back to the original line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Yeah, you want to keep getting that positive yardage, but unfortunately that time the Jackrabbits just had it figured out.
So this is interesting for the Pioneers coming out with a backup quarterback. Try to change it up a little bit with a different formation to start the game.
And a 3-back set.
Yeah, you like to script out these plays, so it's a little bit interesting, but I like to see it. Reyes, and he'll keep it on the quarterback keeper, but he's going to lose about a yard at midfield, and this time I think the Pioneers are going to send out the punting unit.
Yeah.
So a little bit of an interesting start of the game. We don't see Juju Lords, that has really commanded the Boswell offense so far this season. They stay with Tyler Reyes, who they had a few good plays, but they'll be
Reyes,
short.
if you remember last year, he came in that Lake Ridge game.
Yep.
In the win for the Boswell Pioneers. So getting him some work for sure.
So Pioneers will punt this one away.
It's a good kick.
Yeah, it's a good punt. It'll be, I think they're going to say it crossed out at about the 18-yard line. That's where Forney will pick up where they left off. And Jim, what do you think the Boswell defense is going to need to do here, down 7 with 9:35 to go in the first quarter?
Well, we talked about it earlier. They got to stop that outside run, and then they got to not give so much room on those slants.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about being aggressive, but not overly aggressive against a team that can really beat you over the top. So Peterson in the gun. They're going to have a stack of receivers out to his right, 3 wide, with Osborne, the Notre Dame commit, to his right. Peterson hands it off to Osborne up the middle. It's a big hole. Osborne, he's going to go untouched. 1 play, 1 touchdown. The Notre Dame commit, for his first touchdown run of the night, goes 82 yards. Excuse me, my math was a little wrong there, guys, but 82 yards for Osborne. And Forney has gone out in, I believe, 5 plays and put up 2 touchdowns in just a short amount of time. And they're just showing out with their Division I commits all over the offense.
Yeah, and we knew this was going to be tough for the Pioneers. Just a different level of team that they're playing, but hey, we still got a lot of football to play.
A lot of football, Jim. And again, these are, if you make the playoffs, this is a caliber team that you're going to have to face in the first round if you end up in that 3-4 spot. Or, and even in 6A play, you could win district or be second in district, but then get faced against a South Lake Carroll in the first round just because of how the attendances go.
And that happened to the Pioneers 2 years ago.
Yep. It happened 2 years ago. I believe they were second in district and had to face a very, very good Byron Nelson team in the first round. And it all came down to just attendance splits. Because in 5A below, they split the attendances before districts are made, but in 6A, everybody's lumped all together. They don't split the attendances until the playoffs, and then it goes the two highest enrolled teams get those slots from a district, and they go to D1, and then the two lowest enrolled teams, they go into D2. So you could have a team that won district, and they have to face a team in their first round that also won district. So you don't usually get to see that in the first round of 1A through 5A levels.
I asked Coach Weaver about that, the prospect of the Pioneers going back down to 5A, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute after this kick.
Forney will kick this one further away as it is muffed at the 3-yard line, but picked up by the Pioneers. And on the return there was
number 30, that's Hummer.
Yeah, number 30.
Anthony Hummer, the
junior tailback who's had a little bit more time at the running back position with Chance last year going down. And yeah, Jim, pick back up where you left off.
So
with the 5A
anyway,
discussion.
I'd heard rumor that there was a possibility that with the district realignment next year that the Pioneers might go back to 5A, and he quickly squashed that. Their Boswell is 2,000 students over the minimum, and so he said that it may be 5 years before they go back to 5A.
So Ray is still in at quarterback. He'll actually keep it on the ground this time, out to the right side, and the ball is out. Forney has fallen on it, and
still not touched.
It has just been a nightmare start for the Pioneers to start this football game, as we have yet to see Juju Lords out on the field tonight at quarterback.
And it could be, knowing what kind of opponent they're facing, maybe they're protecting him for next week.
And so the Pioneers, actually, this is a rarity where the Boswell team, that we haven't seen this, I don't think, much in the Weaver era. We're seeing a coach out approach here, a timeout after a dead ball, and the entire team is huddled over here.
Yeah, he just wants to try to get them focused, calm them down a little bit. They've been really kind of smashed in the mouth these first two possessions by Forney, and so you got to get your guys, get them back focused, and see if we can go play some football.
And that's one thing, Jim. When you're facing a team that it is a very high caliber team, and this is a Forney squad that could go deep in the playoffs, you still want to put up a good effort and a good fight. And that's something I think Coach Weaver is kind of letting his guys know that, hey, we need to step up. We need to protect the football and get going. So the Forney offense is back out here. Nelson Peterson in the pistol set. We'll send the tight end out to the left. That's Cade Wolverton. High snap. He still got the exchange off, though, to Osborne, and the Pioneers are all over it. He'll get a gain of about, I'm going to give him about 2, 3.
Yeah, in there for the Pioneers was Jackson Zishang, who we called his name quite a bit last week, and a good job for him just holding on and slowing Osborne down.
And that's what the Pioneers are going to need to do, is just fly to the football, keep those outside linebackers engaged. Peterson will stay out in the gun. Tied into his left. It's a little sniffer. It's a fake handoff. Peterson throws across the middle, and that ball is incomplete. That could have been easily a touchdown.
Yep.
I'm not sure what he saw, but number 12, who's number 12 for Boswell?
That's a Major Diego.
He was standing right there. He was right there at the goal line, ready to almost intercept that ball.
Well, he was there along with Devontae Wilson.
Yeah, so Jalen DeShield is actually in the game at tailback for Forney, backup running back.
You got to think this is a win. Obviously, if they stop them here, they're going to go for a field goal, but you've got to count that as at least as a win, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So 3rd and 8. Peterson in the gun.
Pioneers showing blitz.
Peterson hands it off to Shield. Oh, no. Peterson kept it on run.
Peterson
Fake me out, and he's in
Yeah, so what happened
for a
was
touchdown.
the Pioneers, I think that was Carlos Solis, came in on the blitz and just ran right past Peterson. Saw the same thing you saw. Looked like he was handing off the running back. And
Here's a look at the replay, and it's just a simple read option there.
Yep, the RPO.
It's a good carry there by the 3-star recruit.
Jim, we have really stepped up our game of broadcast now that we've got instant replay.
So the PAT is good.
It's good.
So Forney out to a quick 21-0 lead over the Pioneers, and we've yet to see Juju Lords into the ball game yet at the quarterback position. They've stayed with Tyler Reyes, the sophomore.
So a couple scores. We've actually had 2 games
last night
for district opponents. The Rockwall Yellow Jackets surprised North Crowley with the win in the last 20 seconds of the game, 37-35. Rockwell Heath beat Mansfield Legacy 49-7. Right now, we've got the Arlington Colts 7-0 over Haltom. Forney Jackrabbit? That's not right. Oh,
yeah, that's
sorry.
21-0 here.
And then Mansfield is 7-0 over Hewitt Midway. Where is Hewitt?
That's down in Waco.
Oh.
That's just south of Waco.
So Forney out. Getting ready to kick, and it's going to be an onside kick.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't go 10 yards. It will go out of bounds, so it'll be a flag on the play. But
why do you do that? Why do you do that up 21-0?
Yeah, very interesting for Forney to come out with an onside here. First quarter.
That's almost like them saying, if you don't like it, stop us.
Yeah. So Pioneers will start out in Forney territory, starting out there for the first time tonight. And Tyler Reyes staying out at QB for Boswell. And it looks like there may be a QB change all of a sudden.
Well, again, like I say, the game at the end of the day doesn't really count as far as playoffs are concerned. And so why not get the backup quarterback some work?
So they're going to stay in this little diamond set with the 3 tailbacks all around Tyler Reyes. And he'll hand it off to Richardson up the middle, and that is just that juice that he brings to the table. He brings it out to about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that'd be a pickup of 6, no? 6, yep.
Give him about 4 there.
At the 39.
So a good gain there from Jace Richardson will bring up a 2nd and 6. They'll continue in this diamond set. We really usually don't see the Pioneers in this formation too much. Reyes hands it up the middle to Richardson. Big hole. Richardson gets a first down out to the 25-yard line, and that's just the energy he brings to the table for Boswell.
Hard running there that time behind Nathan Kelly, 6'1", 275-pound junior.
One of the things that Jace talked about in the coaches show on Tuesday was that he's always got his eyes always looking. He's always looking into the future.
So Reyes takes the snap, hands it off again to Jace Richardson, and he's just continuing to fall forward and get positive yardage.
That's what I like about Richardson. You know, he may not always get positive yardage, but 95% of his carries, he's going to get something.
He's really brought that energy since the Haltom game last week.
The dude is built, too.
He's got arms like a...
So continuing this set, they're going to hand it off the middle this time. That is to Armani Jones, the sophomore tailback.
So that's his first carry as a Boswell Pioneer.
So first carry there.
I can remember.
First carry as a Pioneer of his career for Armani Jones, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 6. And Jim, with them being down 21-0, you got to be thinking this is 4-down territory here.
Oh, absolutely.
So Reyes in the gun. He'll keep it on the option out to the right. Reyes trying to get the corner, and he's brought down. That is a great tackle by Joe Joby, the defensive back for Forney. as it'll be a loss of 3.
Have we seen a pass attempt yet?
Yeah, we have not seen the Pioneers throw a pass yet. They've just continuing this little diamond formation set. You got to be thinking that maybe Forney that the Pioneer coaches saw this on film and Forney had some struggles against it, because we haven't seen Boswell run it.
And normally you see this formation in the playoffs for the Boswell Pioneers.
So they're going to go out of it this time, though. They'll go two running back set. Reyes in the gun. Reyes fake handoff. Looks. Throws it out to the right. It's caught by Peyton Rose, but he is short of the stick by about 2 yards. So Forney will take over there. It looks like the 17-yard line. And what looked like we were starting to see a little bit more energy and juice out of the Pioneers there offensively, it stops out, and it's a stalled drive yet again, and Forney will take over. 5:54 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you know, the nice thing about that drive is it told the Boswell Pioneers, hey, we can move the football.
Yep.
Now, did it result in points? No. But we can move the football.
So Peterson in the gun. Osborne to his right. And it looked like it was some
excellent tackle that time. Coming up for the Pioneers. Looked like it was number 21. That was Bondongo. And that's the way you do it.
Yeah, Bondongo, he's really stepped up.
First hit, wrap up, drive your feet, take him to the ground.
Forney's starting to slow down a little bit. They'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Peterson's still out in the gun with Osborne to his left. They're going to keep it on the little option play here. Peterson just runs out of bounds, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and about 9 for Forney. So this is where you can kind of build some energy in life for the Pioneers.
3rd down, 2.
Or excuse me, 3rd down and 2. So get them for a gain of 6. Third down. Got to be thinking this is going to be a run to Osborne here, huh? Tight end out to the left.
Pioneer show blitz.
Peterson hands it to Osborne. They're all over it.
Yeah, that was Edgar Trevino in there for the Boswell Pioneers.
Yeah, so a good stop for Boswell.
It looks like, I wonder, so I saw this in the first drive. Boswell's encroaching in. It's almost like they know what the snap count is.
Yeah. They've got his cadence down to start this football game. It looks like there's some substitution issues for Boswell on special teams. They may need a timeout here.
Well,
as they got some guys off the field. Forney will punt this football away for the first time tonight. And it will take a Forney bounce and a good roll after the 50-yard line out to the 35. And that is where the Pioneers will take over. And that's where they've really started out mainly tonight. Just not in bad field position at all. Just haven't gotten into the end zone or gotten points on the board. It looks like Tyler Reyes is going to continue at quarterback for Boswell. So an interesting change this week for the Pioneers. If it is a change, as Jim mentioned, it could just be saving
it could
Juju.
just be saving your starter for the season.
They're going to continue in this little diamond look with the 3 tailbacks. Reyes hard counts. Fake handoff. Reyes throws it out to the right side.
Got a man open.
It's caught. That's Armani Jones down the sideline, and it's a 1st down, and that is what they've been setting up so far in this game, Jim.
All right, so run of 2, and the second one goes for a big gain.
Just a little fake handoff. It's set up a little running back wheel to Armani Jones. Reyes in the gun. Hands it off to Jace Richardson up the middle. Almost got around the tackler, but a good gain there He's going to be 2 yards short of the sticks.
How many yards did Armani get?
So they started on the 35, and they're now on the 12. They were at the 20, so what's that math there?
It's like 60 yards.
Yeah, so there's a handoff again to Richardson. It looks like he's close to the 6. He's got it. Powered the pile, gets the first down.
Just gets a little bit of the push.
Pioneers are in the Reds barbecue red zone.
Oh, that's it. Reds barbecue red zone.
So first and goal from the 9. Substitution changes for Forney. Reyes looking now over to the line of scrimmage. Change of the play. This 3-back set has worked on this drive for the Pioneers. And there's a snap. Reyes is just going to have to fall on it. And after a great drive so far, it's just another miscue from the Pioneer offense.
You hate to see that. Things starting to go their way. They get a stop. They move down inside the red zone. And then you get a busted play.
And that's something here, Jim. They didn't. It's a change in the sticks, so that there's no get down the game. They have to get into the end zone. Second and goal from the 24.
No.
Here's a handoff to the left. That was Armani Jones, and he stopped for a loss of about 2. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal from the 27. Not where you want to be. Pioneer offense. Substitution changes now. So Armani Jones back in the game at tailback. Go back in the diamond set. Reyes, fake handoff. Reyes hit while thrown. That looks like the ball came forward, though, so he's incomplete.
Yeah, and it goes out of bounds.
They just call intentionally ground it.
That's
No. They. I think the official said it was not intentional grounding. So fourth down and goal from the 27, and Boswell's not going to keep doing a little action. No, they're going to keep Reyes out there. So this will be a shot to the end zone. Fourth down and goal from the 27. Everybody knows where this ball's going here. Reyes, back to pass. Throws this one. And it is incomplete, intended for Peyton Rhodes. And Forney will take over on down. A little behind him. The Forney will now take over at the 27.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just because we can't, they can't.
So first down now. Peterson in the pistol set. And he'll fake a little bootleg. Peterson on the run and throws it out to the right side. It is caught for a gain of about 4. Now to Amari Jahil.
That was Maui Peters on the
guy that's on the football so far this season.
Yeah, Maui's that utility guy. Makes a lot of plays here and there. It's a good guy to have in the team.
Peterson still in the pistol set. He'll hand it off this time to the right side. Pioneers are all over it, though. It's a group of them. Good tackle there by Major Diego coming up to stop this man.
Yeah, Zing there. And talked about Peyton is that they can and that's what's been happening over the past 2 drives.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. For Forney. Peterson in the gun. Change the play at the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to the left. This got to be things with maybe going to Amari Tahil here. Fake handoff. Throws it. That is caught by number 3. That's not Tahil, but he's going to take this one to the distance. All the way to the end zone. Preston Jackson. Touchdown Forney. This one will stand, no flag. Pointing out the full possession lead here in the first quarter of play on homecoming football play. Here in the background, the school song is that ugly Texas school song. Sorry for the keeping on top of that. As this one is out to not a good start here for the Pioneers, as the PAT is good. Jim, what do you thinking that the Pioneers need to change here on offense to try to get some points on the board?
Well, I mean, I think they keep doing what they're doing, or what they found in these past 2 drives. Keep feeding the rock to Richardson. Let it get to those first and second down. Get us a third and short. And then if you have to stay third down to throw it on third down.
Yeah, you also got to be thinking as well, after seeing that halfback wheel and how well it worked, maybe it's time to just start seeing how the kind of these running back swings would work with the 3-back set. You've got 3 guys there that are eligible to catch the football. This is a different package that nobody has film on at Boswell this year, so we've yet to see Juju Lords into this football game yet. He's been a guy that has played pretty well so far at the quarterback position for the Pioneers. This one going to be taken out at the 10-yard line. And it's a big hole. Good return by Anthony Hummer. And man, just a little bit more speed to that hole. We could have been talking about 6 there. The Pioneers will take over at the 25-yard line with 13-6 to play in the first quarter play. This will likely be the final play before we head to the second.
How do you stay short without staying short?
Yeah. The Boswell will stay in this package. It looks like this is their game plan tonight, to go with this 3-back set. Reyes hands it off up the middle to Jace Richardson. And oh man, look at the pile just continuing to go out to the 31-yard line. It's a good carry there.
Yeah, what should have been just 4 yards ends up being a 6-yard.
Yeah, so that'll do it for the first quarter of play, where Forney leads 28-0 over the Pioneers on homecoming. We'll be back for the second quarter of play. Stay tuned at Boswellsports. This quarter of play.
Brought to you about All County Property Management. The All County Property Management Group.
Look at these officials just waiting for us to come out of the media timeout.
Yeah, where's the guy in the yellow vest?
So here's a handoff again to Richardson, and Forney is all over it. There'll be a loss of about 2.
Yeah, that was for Landon Hopkins. He just ran that the whole length. That's whole linebacker spot.
3rd and 5. Coming up for Forney. Stay in the diamond set. Reyes throws this one deep down the field, and this is a jump ball, but incomplete. Intended for, that was Juju.
That wasn't
Juju without
the game.
Yeah, Juju.
Not as a quarterback.
So Juju in the game at receiver. And maybe this is the change, Jim. Maybe the Pioneers are moving away from Juju at quarterback and wants to use his length and speed at receiver. So interesting there, but the low snap on the punt, and this will be a dead ball. It looks like a false start. Maybe what's the call here? Oh no, a timeout. Oh.
What happened?
So low snap, and the punter for Boswell took his knee on the ground when he picked up the ball. So Forney will have a gift handed to him.
Wow.
And will take
like
over at the 19. So a new quarterback. Wait, no, excuse me. Yeah, a new quarterback already in the game for Forney. This will be Caleb Crest, quarterback for Forney. Fake handoff. Throws across the middle. It is caught, and it'll be a touchdown for Wyatt Williams. As the backup for Forney are already getting into the ball game and are up 34-0 over the Pioneers on homecoming.
Yeah, again, they went right at Devontae Wilson. It's a little bit of this
So Forney looking like a top 40 team in the state tonight, picking up right where they've left off to start the season.
Yeah, if you didn't catch the pregame show, he already came into his game ranked 36th in the state. You know, you compare that to Boswell, who's 320.
Yeah.
So you could see it was going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for your Boswell Pioneers.
It was gonna be a test tonight. Pioneers, a lot of game fought for us, but
it is homecoming.
It is homecoming. We will have a longer halftime show tonight, Jim.
Yep.
With the fans playing and also the homecoming king and queen. They used to do it differently at Boswell. They used to do I think it was just the queen, I believe, at halftime, and then the king the next night. But they've abandoned that and gone king and queen at halftime. I also don't even think they do a different venue anymore. I think they just do it at the dance at the cafeteria, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different than what it used to be.
Budget constraints are biting.
It's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
I hope they're not going to go for it onside again.
The Forney will not onside it this time. And will boom this one deep into the end zone for a touchback. So Pioneers here have struggled offensively tonight. They have switched quarterbacks, it looks like, and have gone with Tyler Reyes. Not sure if this is going to be a season-long change, but they're sticking with him tonight at the quarterback position. We did see Juju out at receiver on the previous play.
Well, you know, after that Saginaw loss, that one hurt. That one hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so Coach Weaver went back to basics, had the guys out here training on the studs, and he told us, we're gonna see who can play.
Here's a different lineup.
Here's a handoff. There's Richardson up the middle, and he's just continuing to pound the rock.
Yeah, kind of a busted play turns into something.
So Ray is still the quarterback. And Juju is not on the field at receiver this time. Reyes hands it off to Richardson. Big hole up to the right side. Another good gain of about 2. Brings him out to the 32-yard.
Yeah, let's bring up 3rd and 2. So it's nice that they're in 3rd and short instead of being in 3rd and long.
And they've had these quite a bit tonight, Jeff. Quite a few 3rd and shorts, but just haven't been able to capitalize on them. Reyes hands it to Richardson. He's pushing the pile. He's close. Got it.
First down.
He's got the first down. And Richardson, he's in the lone bright spot tonight for the Pioneer offense, or really the Pioneer team. He continued where he left off the Holcomb game.
So, kid, we haven't seen anything yet. Brother Stevenson. I'd love to see them try to go to him.
Reyes, fake handoff. It's a little RPO. Throws and a big hit. Pass was intended for Liam Strock.
This is a nice job. It happened after that flip of it. Unfortunately, couldn't come down with it.
It was a big hit on that play. Just a little slant across the middle. A good read, though, from Tyler Reyes. It was an RPO. Filled it quick through the slant.
Yeah, the one thing that I've really liked that I've noticed is he's had time in the pocket.
Yeah, the offensive line has looked good tonight. Reyes hands it off to Richardson. Another good hole for him to run through as he brings it out to the 41-yard line.
You know, we always talk about player of the game at the end of the game. And so far, the team that interior offensive line has been a pretty good game.
The interior O-line for the Pioneers has really been a bright spot this season for Boswell. And really the interior defensive line for the Pioneers as well. So another 3rd down and 5 coming up for Boswell. Reyes with Richardson to his right. Hands it off to Richardson. He's going to be stopped, though. He'll get a gain of 1. So they'll bring up a 4th down and 4.
Man, he ran into a brick wall in Vincent Hart. Number 31. I don't know if there was anybody to pick up big yards on that line.
So Liam Strock will come out to punt this football away, and it'll be another 4 and out for the Pioneers. As you got to be thinking at this point, Jim, they're just trying to get to halftime and try to regroup. Strock booms this one away. It's a good punt as it'll land out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that is where Forney will take over. So Forney in this one, they pulled their starters. After the 4th touchdown of the game.
Yeah, and
early house call for them.
Sure, and I think that's a smart move because you're up 35, you're scoring on big plays. You want to keep your players healthy as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about in the pregame, Forney's going to be a team this year where they're going to make some moves, I think, deep in the playoffs. That actually, their starting quarterback is back out there, Nelson Peterson. Peterson fake handoff, throws a little swing pass underneath the middle. He brings it out to the 33-yard line. That was
Major Diego.
Aaron Murchison interception for Forney.
Yeah, Major Diego with the tackle.
The one thing that I've seen, and it looks like we have a timeout.
Hey,
Keith, how are we looking in the chat room?
back up there. Not much is going on. There are a few people that, just kind of like what you just talked about, Kaya. This isn't looking good, but Forney's ranked way up there is kind of what we talked about at the beginning of the show.
Nelson Peterson hands it off. This time to Osborne, the Notre Dame commit. He brings this out to the 39-yard line.
That's the Eagle again with the tackle.
So we'll move the sticks. Forney.
And I have to say, Peyton, the one thing I see different from this Boswell defense is they're doing a good job of wrapping up and tackling.
Looking much better than they did last week against Alton. Peterson in an empty set, looking, scanning. He's going to roll out of the pocket to the right side. He's just going to keep it. He's got blockers out ahead of him. He'll be brought down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Maui Peters, just flowing with the football and not allowing him to get that lane and get the big run.
They'll bring up a second down. They'll give him 6 on the unofficial video board at Boswell. Peterson back to pass again. Looking, steps up in the pocket. He heaves this one deep down the field, and it is incomplete. Good coverage there by Lamar Isidore for Boswell. And he was all over. That was the highly touted commit, Amari Jahil, who's going to Texas Tech. That's got to give you a little confidence.
So what's interesting is
So there is a flag on the play, Jim. I did not see it. It looks like it is against Forney. It was accepted by the Pioneers. Looks like it's a holding call. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 16.
Well, Boswell that time, good pressure on the outside coming from number 23, Almani Jones.
Yeah, looking at the replay on my iPad, it was called for holding.
So Nelson Peterson throws it down across the middle. Good tackle.
Nice tackle.
That is number 35, Nathan Rosales.
Rosales with a good tackle.
So a good stop there for Boswell, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They got no gain there, 16.
I like it now. 35 points. You still fighting?
That's what you like to see from it. For 3rd down, and Jim, this has been an Achilles heel for Boswell this year. It's the 3rd and longs and the big chunk plays allowing conversions. They'll send a man in motion. Peterson back to pass. Under pressure. Scrambles out to the right side. Looking, scanning down the field. Communicating with receivers. He'll just keep it. Runs out of bounds and is brought down by Maui Peters.
Peters again.
And it'll be a 4 and out, and that's just what you need to get some confidence for your defense.
You know, Forney has had a big play. You know, we got to give him that. But at times, this Boswell defense is playing pretty dang good.
They've stepped up, Jim. And it's like, honestly, comparing the first half this week to the first half last week against Alton, it's a completely different defense. For Forney out to punt. They'll kick this one away. They'll fall in front of Peyton Rhodes. There will be no return, as it'll be down at the 28-yard line, and that is where the Pioneers will take over with 6:06 remaining in the first half. And Jim gets the ball back after a stop from the defense. I mean, what are you looking for from this coaching staff heading into the half and for the last offensive possession, it's looking like?
Well, you know, if the guys can go down and put some points on the board, I think that gives them a little bit of confidence.
So Juju back in the game. He's at receiver. Continuing at receiver, Tyler Reyes is still out there as well at the quarterback position, and we'll stay in this little diamond set.
Yeah, you're going to have to tune in to the Pioneer Sports Extra to find out why this was the case.
So here's a handoff to Richardson, and he is just stopped up by a load of Forney players.
3 guys out there. They saw everything flowing to the left. Richardson really didn't have anywhere to go.
The Boswell will stay in this formation. Juju Lords, the starting quarterback through 3 games this season, will remain at receiver for Boswell. Reyes. And it would look like a tough exchange there. It was a handoff to Anthony Hummer, and it'll be a big loss. It looked like it was another read option. It looked like for Boswell. Back in the day, used to call it Pioneer.
Well, the only thing that they did there that I think that Reyes held it a little long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Held it too long. It looked like he was thinking about pulling it and just
What that does is that gives that defender the chance to actually make the decision on who he's going to tackle.
So Reyes back to pass. It's going to be a screen to Richardson, but Forney is all over it. Richardson trying to escape. He just can't. And is brought down at the 21-yard line. And the Pioneers, yet again, will have to go 4 and out. It's a quick defensive stop for Forney.
Yeah, he's trying to take advantage of some of that Forney aggressiveness.
And one thing that I've noticed, Jim, and you alluded to this in the first quarter, is Pioneer offense just doesn't look as aggressive as they did last week in the second half. And you got to be thinking they may just be trying to rest their guys and try to get some of their backups some play before we head into a long, grueling district play in the last half of the year. One. Will be punt out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and that is where Forney will take over with 4:08 remaining here in the first half.
So what do you do at this point? I mean, are we going for more victories here? Or?
You know, it's one of those tough games, Jim, where you're playing a team that is stout, and they're one of the top teams in the state. Just got to be thinking you want to get out of this game, no injuries.
Yeah, you want that's the main objective.
Healthy, no injuries.
I think that one of the things that you're looking for is how much fight do these kids maintain despite being down, and it's taking that as a learning experience. See, like right there, he missed either was held or was missed a block.
And there's a big run. That is Caleb Press, the backup quarterback for Forney, and it was just a little option play, and he just took it all the way and decided not to off. Forney out to a 41-0 lead over the Pioneers.
Yeah, just
First half of the play.
Picked off the defensive end. He was off to the races.
And that's that outside attack that we were talking about, Jim. Is East and West has been a problem for Boswell defense, and Forney's just really exploiting it tonight. It just makes it tough, too, when you have that option attack. You just don't know if the quarterback's just going to keep it, he's going to pitch it. Adds another layer. 3:58 to go here in the first half. Keith, Jim, do we have any scores around the district that we can look at? Kind of some teams in the in Boswell's district that are playing their final non-district game of the season.
Yeah. Well, last night we had number 1 North Crowley, defending state champions, upset by Rockwall, 37-35. And then Rockwall Heath took out Mansfield Legacy Broncos, 39-7. And then Eagle Mountains on top of Ferris, 7-0. That's a shocker.
Eagle Mountain starting to really come alive, I think, as a football program. I know, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the next realignment, they go up another classification, if I'm correct, right? Eagle Mountain?
Yeah, I mean, they're at 800.
This one will be actually returned 3 yards deep for the Pioneers. There's a big throw. Brings it out to the 25-yard line. So
Hammer again.
Typically, if a return man returns it from the 3 yards deep, you're telling them just let this one hit in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. We brought it out. It's a solid return here for the Pioneers, and maybe some life with 3:51 to go here in the first half.
That's another score. Mansfield Tigers, who the Pioneers play next week, all over Hewitt, 34-14.
Yeah, the Mansfield teams this year are looking to be a little bit more stiffer competition for Boswell.
Now look, they're starting to spread the offense more like what we're used to.
Yeah, so not a diamond set anymore. Reyes fakes it, throws it out to the right side. It's caught by Peyton Rhodes with a good block up the middle, and it is down at the 38-yard line.
What a nice little juke move he put there at the 39-yard line, and then he had a good drop as well on the outside by the far Isidore.
First down for Boswell. Good pass there from Reyes. Little HBO route. Here's a fake handoff again. This was tipped up and caught
Nice shot.
Peyton Rhodes.
Nice shot by Rhodes.
So the D lineman for Forney tipped that ball up to the air. That one could have easily been picked off. But Rhodes got his hands on it and was able to get some positive yardage. And 2nd and 5 now, coming up for Boswell.
Yeah, Rhodes comes up with the tip drill.
And we got to remember too, Boswell, if we can score here, they get the ball.
Hands it out. Richardson out to the left side. Big hole. Richardson, let's go! Takes this one down the sideline, and Richardson will house it again. Yes. And he picks up from where he's run off in the Hudson game. Touchdown Pioneers. No flags on the field, and they are on the board on home timeout.
So the Boswell Pioneers. Still with a little bit more right there. Still trying to come up with the score. Having no defense tonight.
Maybe getting ahead of myself, Jim, but I think we've got a good old-fashioned running back competition now in that running back room.
I'm sorry, y'all can wait for Larson to come back.
Yeah.
Brent Rhodes gets his first action.
BAT is good. And we mentioned that when Lassiter comes back, all of a sudden that little diamond set. So we've been seeing this little diamond formation from the Pioneers. You add in Chance Lassiter, Jace Richardson, and Hummer in that backfield with the ability to run the football with Reyes. Reyes has some speed, or if you have Juju be in that quarterback position, you got 4 options in that backfield where you really don't know where that football could go. And that may be why the Pioneers really started to implement that more this week into their offense to try. Maybe it wasn't to, change it and just go with something different this week. Maybe this is something that they want to install into their offense moving forward.
Could be. I mean, it's, like I said, I hate to use the term throws things up against the wall and see what sticks, but that's kind of what we're seeing.
I almost feel like it was in Coach Weaver's head. So we talked about how having these 2-back sets, right? And he kind of laughed at that, almost like he was like, you guys don't know what I'm playing in.
We've seen a lot of college offenses recently move to these double running back sets and triple running back sets. It just makes it tough for a defense. Gets back to that old
nice tackle. Nice tackle by Patton from the line.
The Forney to take over up by 35. Too busy on the play here is the first half of play. It's another beautiful night here in the North Fort Worth area.
It is. Game time temperature was around 86. I'm sure that's dropped down in the lower 80s by now. Not a cloud in the sky.
Not a cloud in the sky. It's just a good quality September night of Texas high school football. As Peterson back into the game at quarterback, stepping up in the pocket, heaves this one down the field, and it is incomplete. Good.
Oh, no, the side judge is going to call that flag.
So interesting here. There may be
Isidore.
I wonder if there's going to be any.
I think it was pass interference because Isidore didn't turn around and find the ball. It just kept into the.
Yeah, he didn't turn around. Yeah, so it was good coverage, but in order for you to not get called on that play, 9 times out of 10, you just got to turn your head around. And unfortunately for Isidore, did not. So it'll be a gain of 15 there on the penalty. So Peterson, fake handoff, and it was just a little miscommunication there. Wyatt Williams was supposed to be the receiver there. He just didn't turn around for the ball.
Yeah.
Peterson threw it at his thigh.
Lots of guys not around.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the exact opposite. You know, Boswell needs to put some heart into it, and Forney's just kind of like, it's just a game.
The 2nd and 10 now. Peterson staying out at quarterback, and he's really commanded this offense well tonight. Peterson hands it off. This is a new tailback now. This is the backup, Jalen DeShield, the junior. He has a good gain out to the, give him the 35-yard line for a first down.
That's Isidore. Corner spot. To make it down.
We're approaching the new rule in Texas high school football this year, Jim, the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
For both halves. See it was implemented last year in college football. It's implemented this year for the first time in high school. Peterson out to the right. Scramble, this one is caught. Good catch there by the Texas Tech commit, Amari Jahil. It'll be another first down.
He had a lot of time out there in the pocket. And what was dangerous there is he had a lot of room in front of him.
Yeah, a lot of room, and he just wanted to dump it off to his Texas Tech commit. But you said it. Hasn't been a lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight. As the time will hit 2 minutes, and there's they're calling it the 2-minute timeout in Texas high school football this year, but we're just going to call it the 2-minute warning up here in the booth.
So with that, why don't we take a quick break to recognize some of our sponsors?
Back out of the break here after seeing just that unbelievable Red's barbecue burger just on the grill. Makes me want it.
They make some really good burgers.
Justin knows what he's doing over there at Red's Barbecue. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Forney. Peterson looking, throws this one down the field, the corner of the end zone to Jahil, and it is incomplete. There was good coverage there by Lamar Isidore.
That's not good play there.
Yeah, that was all Isidore right there. That wasn't a bad pass at all. It was a good ball by Peterson. He's made some big time passes tonight for Forney. This one is all Isidore all over. So they'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Go out in a pistol set with the Shields back behind him. Peterson fake handoff, a little RPO across the middle, and it is caught for a touchdown.
You know, you got to give your props to that Forney receiver because he actually caught it behind him.
Yeah, good reception there from Benny Williams. As the Pioneers get a touchdown, Forney matches them. We are looking at almost a 49-7 ball game.
Well, if you remember last year, it ended up 49-16.
Forney is no stranger to the Pioneers.
Well, they kind of are. This is only their second meeting.
Recently.
This is Forney's first.
I bet they left at 1 o'clock today. Maybe at noon.
Well, you know, Keith and I were talking last week. We're like, do we go to Forney next week? And I looked at that 2-hour drive and I was like, oh, man. And then I looked at the schedule like, thank you, Lord, that we don't have to drive to Forney.
Yeah, I think last year we skipped the Forney game, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I was in Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So we didn't make that trip last year, and I don't think this series will be renewed next year as well. So I don't think we'll have to next year.
I would hope not.
It'd be interesting to see where the Pioneers end up. We got, some districts that are, or some schools that will be bumped up to 6A, including Aledo.
Really?
And so it's very possible we could end up in a district with Aledo, Northwest, some of the Halton, some of the Keller teams.
Yeah, I'm sure
Probably Weatherford for sure.
Yeah, Aledo, they're kind of playing a numbers game at the moment. They're going to get to 6A.
Well,
They're about to build another high school.
They got to build another middle school.
Yeah.
And then move
Is that a
later down.
CBS-11 helicopter right there?
I don't know. Dallas Morning News is here.
So this one is kicked off, and it will fall into the end zone for a touchback. So, Jim, you said the Dallas Morning News is here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. We will likely have stats then.
Yeah.
So I can pull that up at the break, kind of see where we're at. So Boswell will have a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Jim, you got to just be thinking this is going to be a few run plays here. Let's get this one into the break. As Forney has really capitalized here in this first half against Boswell.
Well, we need those gold hats to keep working.
Reyes, fake handoff, throws it to the right side. This one is dropped by Liam Strock, and it's just a good ball. We'll put it right on the numbers, but in and out of the hands of Liam Strock. Bring up a 2nd down to 10.
Well, he was about to take a big hit.
Yeah, he was.
And that was number 6 for Forney. Thompson was there.
The 2nd and 10. They'll hand it off to Richardson. Big hole again. Tries to escape the tackle, and he's thrown down at the 28-yard line.
Cooper Rushford. Good tackle on Richardson that time.
3rd down and 6. The clock's continuing to wind. We're at 1:15.
That helicopter circling the field. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a helicopter circling the field right now. Trying to get a look at it. We got binoculars up here tonight, fellas. And looks like it's going to be...
Maybe that's first responders trying to deliver the real game ball.
The game has not started yet until the helicopter lands on the Pioneer field.
This is
Ball start against Boswell. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 11. 2 steps forward. Sorry, 1 step forward, 2 steps back for Boswell. We're going to have to pull up a flight radar and see what's flying over us. And this is a handoff up the middle to Richardson. 46.
still running hard.
Yeah, still running hard. He's played pretty well tonight. He's going to be sharp if he gets to 100 yards.
Unless that's the police helicopter circling the field.
That is a possibility. I'm sure everybody at home is really wanting to know what is flying over us. So
is that aircraft?
yeah, so guys, I'm about to find out.
All right.
We've got technology at our disposal nowadays where we can see what's above.
Boswell's trying to run as much time out of the clock. There's a 10-second difference between the game clock and the play clock.
This one's punted away. It's a low punt, and this will be picked up at the. Oh, it's picked up by Forney.
And I knew that.
Emil Jahil trying to catch the Pioneers sleeping, and it looks like he will. And that is why you do not give up on plays.
Yep.
That'll end the first half. And
Happy about that one.
not at all. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you can lose football games like this, but if it all comes down also to where you're not executing and you're just not finishing plays, it just makes these blowouts a little bit more tougher to swallow, especially when you come in on Saturday mornings and you're having to run for it.
And actually, are they calling a penalty on that? Oh, no, I think what they're going to say is because number 53 had actually touched the ball.
Touch it did.
He touched it at the 49, so who was that, number 53 on ours?
That is, we don't have a 53. He doesn't exist.
Maybe it was 50-something, but he touched the ball at the 49 and looked with his hands up like he got in trouble for touching it, but not letting it bounce enough.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Alrighty, so there was penalties on both sides. They offset 10-second runoff, and we're heading to halftime. So that was a little anticlimactic the way.
Yeah, it was. So take off the points. All right, we move into halftime here. We will have the halftime show for you as both bands get ready to put on their performance. We're going to step away from the mic. When we come back, we'll break down the first half, some of the stats, and stay with us here on Boswell Sports.
And now, entering the field, the fabulous Mayor of Forney, five-time Austin, Texas, eight-time national grand champion, 2024-25 back-to-back NBA national champions, Forney High School High Steppers. High Steppers officers are Senior Lieutenant Mariah Ramirez, Senior Lieutenant Allison Hoy, Senior Lieutenant Nathan Shucker, and in the front and center, Senior Captain Lucy Norvell. Social Captain Jody Dickey, Socials David Duvall, Chloe Jeffers, Carrington Ryder, Social Media, Bailey McCarter, and Kylie Shumpert. High Stepper of the Week is Kylie Shumpert. High Stepper Teacher of the Week is Mr. Denny. Next performance was suggested by SJB's Family Charitable Foundation and Children Wipeout. Successfully scenes. And real estate. Non-star scene. Schoolhouse stories. Liquid Pension Team Realtor. Specialty Wheel Drive. Legendary Electric and Gas Family and Sons. Thank you for your continued support and Jackrabbits.
But my youngest aunt was 1993. Thank you.
Halftime show. And probably sit here at halftime, the Lone Star Insurance halftime show. Of course, that's who I have my insurance through. Paul Jacobs. You know, I went to him, I don't know, maybe 8-10 years ago. And he looked at all my insurance needs and said, dude, you're paying way too much. And honest to goodness, he saved me hundreds off of my car insurance and my homeowner's insurance.
He's going to be one that I need to go to because we've got a big bump in our homeowner's insurance bill this month for this coming year. So Peyton, what do you got for us for stats?
We are just loading in right now, but just taking a look over at the Pioneers on the offensive side of the football. Jace Richardson, another 100-yard game. This one coming in the first half, 114 yards on the ground on 20 carries. That's 5.7 yards a carry. And we talked about it a little bit at the break. This guy's got a chance to really earn his spot and have the most carries on the team and be the lead tailback, even with Chance Lassiter coming back.
Absolutely. Well, and that's just like what we talked about. I mean, it's last week and this week, and when we got to visit with him Tuesday, the kid is always he's not thinking about the step he's putting on the ground right then. He's thinking about the next step his left leg is going to have to do. And the next step is he's always thinking ahead. So he's looking for those holes instead of just running.
Yeah, and that's one thing is Lassiter's kind of that guy. He's going to be looking for contact. But so is Richardson. It seems like Richardson, even despite only being 5'6", around that height and only 150 pounds, like he said on the show, like. And he's hitting these holes, and he knows that those guys in the second level are going to be coming full force, into his kneecaps and into his ribs. He knows that it's coming, but even then, he pounds the rock like he's 6'2". It's crazy with the tenacity that he brings with the ball in his hand.
Really a strong kid. He's
really a strong kid.
Bench press is 290.
Wow.
Yeah, 290.
Wow.
Squats well over 400. Yeah, he was. We were. That's what I asked him. I was like, when Jim and I first saw some kid coming up to the door right before the show started. We're like, oh, that's not Jace. And he comes and sits down, and we're like, holy cow, he's a junior, and he's that big.
Yeah, I swear his biceps are some of the biggest I've ever seen on a high school kid.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, and it's just crazy. You just look at the contributors on this team, guys, like all of them. You just see their grades. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. They're all across the board. Like next year, this team is going to be, it's that same thing that we always talk about, Jim. It seems like it's every 3 years. All right, we've seen this bunch since they were sophomores. They've been playing since they were sophomores together. When they're seniors next year, you never know what they could put together, especially when they maintain this core of group, as it looks like they're going to.
Well, and something else you have to take into consideration for the Boswell Pioneers. Not only have they gone up in classification, not only did they lose their head coach for 18 years, but we also had a new high school built. And unfortunately for Boswell, a lot of the kids who would have come here are in that new high school.
Yep.
And so they've had to deal with that as well.
And
the talent pool is not what it used to be.
No, and it's a lot of those kids are, players that would probably be contributing on these teams right now.
Absolutely. You look at what Eagle Mountain's doing right now against Ferris, a very good football team. I mean, the Knights are up 37-0 on Ferris.
Wow.
And so, that just shows you. Of course, they got a really good coach over there in Jeremy Mullins, but they got some pretty good talent, too.
It's almost like, Jim, when Chisholm got built, and a lot of the talent that Saginaw had was lost to Chisholm. Do you remember those teams when it wasn't when Chisholm was first around, but those 2015, 2016, 2017 Chisholm teams, those were playoff teams, and you just think, man, imagine if Saginaw had that talent.
Except they never made the playoffs. Not the last year.
Yeah, you're right. But they were playoff caliber teams, though. They would always play Boswell very, very
always
tight.
Played them tough.
Always played them tough. Even in the the BB years, the Braden Thomas years, they were always playing Boswell tight, which was crazy at the time. But they had talent across the board. But it's kind of that same dynamic that Saginaw High School was going through when they were still competitive and playing. A lot of their talent was spread out across the board, and that's just what happens whenever a new high school is built. You kind of run into those 4 or 5 year gaps where a foundation is kind of just broken up, because a lot of these kids play together in middle school, play together in elementary school, and it just gets broken up like that. But question I have, Jim, is that the last high school that's going to be built in EMSISD? Is this it?
That's it. Eagle Mountain's the last one. And like I say, Coach Weaver suspects that in the next 5 years that all 4 high schools will be 5A football teams. It's just Boswell, was unlucky on the draw.
Yeah.
But they're the only ones that are in 6A right now.
Well, and you've got to think too is that as we go on in the years and as people start coming into Texas, there was talk last year of possibly a 7A division popping up.
Yep.
So in a sense, then if that does happen, then 6A then becomes by default your 5A teams.
Yep.
And so that could change things dramatically that way as well.
100%, because they'll try to manipulate like the enrollment sizes. That could probably lead to where we see an EMSISD district all come together again, because they'll have to bump up those numbers, bump up those thresholds. But I don't know if that's coming anytime soon, truthfully. But it'd be nice to see Saginaw and Chisholm and now the new Eagle Mountain all in the same district again.
So this is, as we come to the start of the third quarter, this quarter is brought to you by thezoo.net. All sorts of songs from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today.
So here's a trivia question for you. What is the only team in the Metroplex not to play the Boswell Pioneers?
Oh, that's a good one.
What are we signifying as the Metroplex? Like what? How far east? How far west? How far?
The immediate Metroplex.
Okay.
Well, let's close that.
So
How about
Tarrant County. Okay, so Tarrant County. They've played Northwest. They've played Eaton. They've played Byron Nelson.
Burleson?
No, they played
Played
Burleson.
Burleson.
Maybe the folks out there in the chat room know what team
Oh, Eagle Mountain.
never faced the Boswell.
Eagle Mountain. You're trying to trick question me.
You are absolutely correct. The Eagle Mountain Knights.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this a trick question? It's one of those ones that's just right out in front of you. So here we go. The Pioneer offense back out for the second half of play. Here's a handoff up the middle, and this is actually a new tailback. Tailback. It's Hummer.
Yeah, Hummer gets the call. And again,
That number 3, Juju back out there on the wide receiver.
is he?
Yeah, Juju is outside at receiver right now, so he'll still not be the quarterback. So this may be a permanent change moving forward, guys.
I don't think so.
After
After the game he had last week, I just don't think that this is it.
So Reyes fake handoff, throws it to Juju, but it's incomplete.
Unable to catch. Now, how interesting would it be to see the Superman?
I think this could be what's coming here. It could be coming.
Superman is where they throw the ball out into the flat, and then the receiver turns into a quarterback and throws it downfield.
So 3rd down and 8.
So quarterback to receiver.
3rd and 8 from their own 25. Hummer's still the tailback. Reyes throws it to the right side. It's just another low errant pass for Juju.
Yeah, just trying to get it into the hands of Juju.
The Pioneers will go 4 and out yet again. As we are
And we
having
did
our
not
eyes set.
see on that possession, we didn't see Richardson.
Yeah, we didn't.
So, again, I think that Coach Weaver is just trying to see what his guys have at different positions and to see if there's something out there that works.
And you got to be thinking about like depth pieces as well, as this one is picked up at the 50-yard line. It's not a bad return there. That's Wyatt Williams on the return. Brings it out to 37, 13-yard return there for Forney. And yeah, Jim, I mean, this may also be something where they're just trying to get some depth, some playing time, because in these later months of the year, injuries are going to happen. Like you don't want injuries to happen, but it's going to happen. So it's good to get these guys some playing time, especially these young ones that are sophomores. Hey, you may get your number called in district play when we need a playoff win. Why not get your number called now against a pretty stout Forney team that will likely make a deep playoff run? As this one's handed off up the middle to Osborne, bounces it to the right side, and takes it to...
So, Peyton, you were telling me a very interesting fact about the quarterback.
Yeah, so this is quite interesting one. The Forney quarterback, Nelson Peterson Jr., is actually the younger brother of future Hall of Fame running back Adrian Peterson. So quite crazy.
Yeah.
But we have some NFL roots here at quarterback for Forney, and he showed out tonight as he'll keep it on the ground here and pitches it at the last second to Osborne, and he'll take it out of bounds to around the 15.
And that right there, as much as I hate that it's the guys in white, that was a perfectly executed option play for Forney.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And yeah, Nelson Peterson, he's going to be playing Division I football someday as well. He's got a few Division I offers, mainly in the state of Texas, UTEP, UTSA, Texas Tech. He may join his fellow teammate, Amari Jahil, with the Red Raiders. Never know.
No Oklahoma?
No Oklahoma yet, but you never know with these things. Because this one is a handoff inside the 10.
Man, you could have driven a bus through that all.
Yeah, Nelson Peterson, though, he's a senior quarterback. I don't see him going to OU, but again, you never know. The landscape of college football is just so much different nowadays, guys. Just so much different. Peterson hands it off to Osborne, and these will take it in. Another touchdown for the Notre Dame tailback. That's a 4-star recruit, and he just showed out there why he is.
Well, that was just a hole. Again, they opened up a hole I could have run through.
Yeah.
And I can't run.
So Forney putting it on the Pioneers tonight. On homecoming, the final game before district play begins, and that's when everything begins. That's when the real season starts, and it's blocked. PAT blocked. Oh, it may have hit off the goalpost. I think it hit off the goalpost that was caught. Yeah, it hit the upright. And
got a clanger.
we've got a screaming kid on the hot mic down there as well. He was not happy with that one.
Rockwell Yellow Jackets upset North Crawley 37-35 last night. Rockwell over Nashville Legacy 39-7. Chisholm Trail going to get a win against Trimble Tech. They're up 34-3. Eagle Mountain Knights 37-0 over Ferris. Halton up 21-7 over Arlington. And then the Mansfield Tigers all over Heath, 34-14. And then Royce City on top of Rutherford Kangaroos, 36-10.
Crowley down by 17 to Tyler Legacy. That's a bit of an eye-opener there.
And Crowley not as strong as what they were last year.
Yeah, no.
And then, of course, Lakewood, North Forney is on top, 34-21. That's the scores from around our district and some of our friends mixed in.
That's the thing, Jim. I think the Pioneers, this district is gettable. The playoff spot is gettable, I think. North Crowley is going to be in North Crowley, but I think 2 through 4, you can sneak yourself in there and get a playoff berth. As this one will be returned inside the 10-yard line by Hummer, and he runs into his own teammate at the 20-yard line, and they'll take over. That's 20.
Yeah, the Pioneers are already, sitting at 2-1 for the moment. I've already doubled their win.
Yeah.
So you got to get to 4. You don't make the playoff. You got to get to 4. And so that's obtainable.
It's attainable, especially in this district. I think there's some gettable teams. I think we know Lake Ridge has gotten better. But I think a few of those Mansfield teams are gettable. I think Weatherford is gettable as well. But it all boils down to how are you able to execute on defense. This one is caught by Peyton Rhodes. He breaks a tackle, but a swarm of 40 players wraps him up. 25. So we'll get a gain of about 4. Reyes still quarterback. Juju Lords, the starting quarterback through the first 3 games, is still in at receiver. At the bottom of your screen. Here's a handoff to Richardson. He tried the reverse field, but he's going to lose yardage here. 3rd down, and that's just kind of been the story tonight, Jim. Forney across the board showing why they're a top 40 team. We know this program, Forney, they're really showing their will in the 6A ranks, and this is a program that's going to go deep this year in the playoffs, I think. They've got talent across the board. Defensively, they fly to the football. Their offense is very potent. As Reyes,
they're up there taking all the time.
Reyes back to pass. Scrambling out of the pocket here. Pomsey's going to take it himself, but he's thrown out of bounds at around the 27. Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold against the right tackle for Ball. Yeah, It was a right tackle for Boswell. Looked like he tackled the edge rusher for Forney to the ground there. So they'll decline it. Pioneers will bring on the punting unit yet again. And
So, Peyton, do you see the starters for Forney coming into the game for this possession?
I think after that last drive, I think Osborne got the last carry that he needed, and that'll probably be it, I think. I think they've gotten, and that's going to be a running into the returner, I think, against the Pioneers.
Yeah, but here he goes. He closes it out.
So, yeah, I mean, you never want to fool starters too early because you don't want to feel like they didn't get enough game reps in. Their district starts next week as well. So, but I think at this point, 55 points, it's a so yeah, it's interference. Forney will now be into Pioneer territory here to start their possession. And we do have a new quarterback in for Forney. It's Caden McKinney, the senior. And they'll hand it off to the left side. Big hole for the tailback. That's Joe Joby. Excuse me, Derek Hill. They've got two number 11s on their team.
So, yeah, it's a whole different backfield for the Jackrabbits.
And we'll step aside and take a break here on Boswellsports. Excuse me, we'll stay here. So Derek Hill, the new tailback in for Forney, and this looks like the backups are in the game now, moving forward.
Yeah, again, a rebate in Civies.
And McKinney drops the snap. He'll pick it up, tries to make something out of nothing, and the Pioneers will force a loss here. Out to the 26.
Flag?
I don't see anything down there.
Well, that's far judge.
Yeah, I see a Foot Locker convention here at the 26-yard line by the hash. They're discussing the new shoes that are coming out this week.
Yeah, but did you see any socks? I don't think you have socks.
Yeah. Always need some mustard on the lettuce, Jim. You just gotta love the energy from the kids here.
Yeah.
Really into this football game, despite it being a 55-7 ball game.
Stands here.
Put the camera on him. That's the fan of the game.
Yeah. Stands here about 3/4 of the way through.
So it looks like I think they picked up the flag.
Why are they saying first down? That should be second down.
So it should be 2nd and 15. It's a fake handoff, throws it across the middle. It's incomplete. Good coverage there for Alan Howell, the senior DB for the Pioneers.
So it looks like even the Pioneers may have some folks that don't normally start there on defense.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and 15. The Chains crew did fix their error over on that side of the field to put the 3 back up.
You know, another guy, Keith, that we haven't seen tonight is James Washington.
Yes, he had a big game last week.
Yeah.
So Caden McKinney in the gun. McKinney back to pass. Throws a little tunnel screen over to the right side. It's caught. He's got a group of blockers ahead of him. And he'll take this one to the house. That is a Mayon McKinney for the touchdown. So McKinney to McKinney. Put Forney up top by 54. And no, McKinney to McKinney. They do not play for McKinney. They play for Forney.
Already doing their best Alito impression. Still throwing the football, not running the clock.
Yeah, so Pioneers are going to probably just wash away this whole tape tonight, Jim, I think.
Well, you got to look for some of the bright spots.
And Jace
Richardson over 100 yards rushing.
But that, and I really think that the formations that they put together in the first half start the game. I mean, some creativity in there, but you see from Coach Weaver going for that may set the stage. That's what you were talking about for the district games that are coming up starting next week.
Yeah, I think that diamond package with Chance Laster and Summer and Jace Richardson, I think that could really work. Especially, again, I don't know who the quarterback's going to be next week. I don't think anybody really does at this point. Nobody knows kind of what the direction is at this point. But Tyler Reyes and Jamie Lord are both two running quarterbacks. You've got 4 threats to run the football if you come up with that package. And really just 4 different types of runners, I think. So that could be something that I think the Pioneers may implement quite a bit.
Shout out to Chris Hayes. He joined us in the booth last week from the Halton broadcast. Looks like Chris is looks like their group took another hiatus this week, and so he's watching the game. He thought we went to Forney, and I told him, I said, man, I'm glad we didn't.
Also, somebody that we haven't talked too much or shouted out much because she's been busy, but Amy Snyder.
Yeah, Amy Snyder from Reg.
Yeah.
Limited influence.
Very much. Glad to hear. She's glad to hear that you're back, Peyton.
I'm glad to be back, Keith. I miss being right next to you.
Ooh, not good.
This one's picked up at the 1. It'll be brought down at the
Oh, but there's a flag.
forward progress at the 2.
I thought I saw a flag thrown by the referee.
So Boswell will have to
Okay.
take over at the 2, and we'll need to take a timeout here on Boswellsports. Back out of the break here in the third quarter, where the Pioneers trail Forney 62-7. This is really
Not good starting field position.
yeah. It has been a not so good start to the second half
Looks like Richardson's back in the
for
backfield.
Boswell. And it's a handoff. No, Reyes keeps it on the ground and takes it out across the 5-yard line
Good
to
job,
about the
Reyes.
7.
Give him a little bit. Oh, no, that's Juju.
Oh, Juju. No, that was Reyes.
Juju was out there blocking.
Yeah, so Juju possibly received it.
I don't know. I'm calling no.
Yeah, I mean, I raved about him in the pregame. The film that I've seen, I know this is just film, but I thought he'd looked really good through the first 3 games for Boswell. So Reyes in the gun, takes it, throws a little bubble out to Peyton Rhodes, and he'll bring it across
All right,
the 12, and it should be a first down. Peyton Rhodes has had himself a sneaky good game tonight. No drops. That's kind of that's been his Achilles heel really since last year, is the drops for Peyton, and
All right.
able to put himself together quite a nice game.
Number 10, Barboza out there celebrating the first down.
Yeah, get some excitement for something.
Still haven't seen a pass to Stevenson.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since the Pioneers have got a 6'5" receiver.
They really do need to use that height.
Reyes fake again. He'll throw it across the middle. Peyton Rhodes! And he's down at the 25. So Peyton Rhodes again.
He went right full power.
And that's kind of been the route that Tyler Reyes has struggled on tonight, is that slant across the middle. He's kind of thrown it behind his receivers, but this time leaves it right out across Peyton Rhodes. And Rhodes, it looked like he was about to get lit up, but didn't.
Yeah, just a really rough, long ball that hit him in the numbers. And it's nice when you don't have to break his throw.
Reyes in the gun. Fake again, throws it, finds Peyton Rhodes. He's been the top target tonight. He'll be down at the 30. So Peyton Rhodes, another catch. And that's kind of something that I'd love to see for Peyton Rhodes. Build that confidence back up. He's going to be a guy that, whether it be Juju or Tyler Reyes, for the rest of the season, he's going to be the top target. And he's going to be a guy that the Pioneers need to not drop the football.
Yep, just a dink and dunk here.
Yeah, it looks like Boswell coaches are just going to be content with just trying to milk the clock.
You mean unlike Forney?
Yeah, I'm like Forney.
Here's a fake again, throws it to the right side. It's caught by Juju.
Wow, that was a great catch.
So quarterback to quarterback, and Juju has his first high school reception.
I was about to say, that's his first ever.
So to bring up a third down and 1, and I can't lie, the athleticism is there from Juju. He's able to run the football, catch it there, shows off his length.
For whatever reason, I can't get replay to work on that because that was some great footwork by Juju.
The 3rd and 1 for Boswell.
Who's that in the backfield?
That's Richardson.
Okay.
Here's a handoff to Richardson, and he's going to be gobbled up short of the line of scrimmage. Short of the line to gain. Bring it 4th down and 1.
So the hole was there, but Wingfield just did a good job. Richardson had nowhere to go.
But it looks like the Pioneers will bring out the punting unit on 4th and 1.
I don't know. I really think you should have gone for it. It's a short 1 yard.
Stotch out to punt this football away. It's a low one. It'll go out of bounds. In the 39-yard line. That's where Forney will take over. With 2:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. We'd love to hear where you're watching from tonight.
Yep. We know that we had Stephanie from London. She's at 3 o'clock there.
Oh.
And she had to go to bed.
I apologize to those who watch. I saw somebody say, why does it say final? And it's the 3rd quarter, and I was trying to figure it out, but I realized that I clicked the game status as final.
Instead of the foul?
Instead of the foul. So we've been sitting on final, and nobody's been able to see the time.
So throws it to the right. This one is caught. That is Timothy Pace Jr. And a big first down, and Forney
One thing I've noticed,
still throwing the football.
One thing I've noticed about Forney's play that I haven't seen in Boswell's play is that they don't make the throw until that lead blocker is out there in front of the receiver. So the receiver always is gaining those yards after the catch because they've already got that lead blocker set up.
So it's another new quarterback for Forney. Caleb Crest, the 3rd quarterback tonight for Forney. They'll hand it off to the right side. Another new tailback, big hole. He'll go untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. It's Taylor Hundley, sophomore tailback for Forney. His first carry of the night goes 32 yards to the house. Touchdown.
Let's see big now.
This one is about to be a 69-7 ball game.
Well, we saw a score last week, a 74 by a team. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, the games that we were keeping up with last week.
The PAT is good. So Forney extends their lead to 69-7. Minute 25 to go in the third. Pioneers will pick back up next week for the first district game of the season. They'll go on the road. They'll head to Mansfield, a part of the world in the VFW Metroplex where they'll go actually a couple times this season, as there's a few Mansfield teams in our district.
I can just hear in my head right now Coach Evans, saying, well, this game doesn't define us.
No.
The win against Halton doesn't define us. And what was the spread on this one?
Yeah, this was about a 35-point spread heading into this one. So gambling is not allowed on Texas high school football, but if you took Forney in this one, you would have been a winner. This one is kicked out of bounds. Pioneers expect next week as well Chance Lassiter to return from injury.
Yeah, we had some folks asking what was up with Lassiter. Just a minor injury for him, nothing really too concerning, but they probably with him, and they need to be ready for the opener against Mansfield.
Yeah, that's a guy that they're going to need, and even though Richardson has been a guy the last 2 weeks, you need somebody to you need those two to complement each other. You need a complementary back, and Lassiter will really help take the workload off of Richardson, and vice versa, truthfully. So here's a handoff to Richardson. He hits the hole hard and brings it out to the 30 for a gain of about 5.
Richardson's still playing like the score 0-0.
Yeah, Richardson all over 100 yards on the ground tonight. So that means in 2 games, he's looking at likely 400 yards on the ground.
Yeah, not too bad.
So a big showing for Richardson. He's really starting to kind of let his name know to those as Hummer. Now in the game on 2nd and 5. Reyes throws to the left side. This one is caught by Colton Corsi.
Corsi had done a good job. He's kind of that guy that, kind of the outlet guy. He gets at least a catch.
First one of the night.
I'd like to see them target him a little more because he catches the ball.
So 3rd and 1 now for Boswell, and I don't think that they're going to snap this ball. I think they're going to lead us to the 4th quarter. They roll. They head off the field. So that'll do it for the 3rd quarter of play, where your Pioneers trail Forney 69-7.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Meet Kim Miller. She's a property management specialist. She can help take out the hassle of the rent raise. Let her show you how to become an owner and not just a landlord. Help with rent collection, maintenance, and inspections. That's All County Property Management.
When you make money, we make money. Low vacancy rates, full web access, low monthly fee, no hidden or extra cost. Connect with us from a wide range of devices, your smartphone, tablet, and computer. So before you rent your next property, call us. Check us out on Facebook, Boswellsports, Twitter, Instagram. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today. All County Property Management, 817-567-2500.
Welcome back to the 4th quarter, which is brought to you by Sandy's Action Photography, weddings, bar mitzvahs, football games, baseball games. Thanks for having us. You right?
The Reyes hands it off to Richardson, but they blew it right up.
Take driver's license.
That was Elijah. That was Elijah Stallworth with the big tackle for Forney. It'll bring him a 4th down and
Big drivers.
oh man.
Appreciate you
There's
guys
a flag
tuning
on
in
the
tonight.
play. Against Elijah Stallworth, who made the big tackle. So it'll be an automatic 1st down now for the Pioneers.
So that's the other thing that I've noticed through the past 2 games. This time last year, we saw a lot of penalties committed by the Boswell Pioneers. I think they've done a good job at cleaning that up. We haven't seen a whole lot tonight.
Especially from the offensive line up front. I think that they've really tightened it up this year, and not a lot of mistakes up front, which is what you love to see. Here's a handoff to Richardson, a big hole, and he's slammed down into Forney territory at the 48.
Well, that's 90 run. And second and what? You know, I got to talk about Richardson a little bit. We had him on the Pioneer Sports Extra this last Tuesday night, and a great interview. And I tell you what, you want to talk about a kid who's focused on football? Yeah. Jason was really impressive.
That guy is all about ball. That's what we like to say.
Absolutely.
Here's a handoff to Richardson again.
No, that's to 22.
Yeah, 22. They both towards it.
Again, I like both his hands. He doesn't drop too many.
Hummer in the game at tailback. 1st down and 10 for the Pioneers.
Another interesting fact about Richardson. We found this out during the coaches show, heard on Tuesday nights from Red's Barbecue. He was the 3rd string running back.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
And it looks like Boswell's going to call a timeout.
Well, that's just a guy putting in work.
You know that he is all about football. When we asked him about homecoming, he was like, well, "What about it?"
Yeah.
He had no girlfriend.
Not down to the dance, doesn't have a girlfriend. And then we asked him what his hobbies were. Play football.
Play football. Yeah. You know, and his shout out too. I loved his shout out to his mom and dad, because it wasn't just saying, "Hey, mom and dad, love you." It was, "Thank you for all the gas that you put in, and thank you for all the money and the time that you put
really
in for me." Yeah,
really gracious.
Great kid.
And you know, guys, this is kind of why we do this. Because we get to showcase kids like Jace Richardson, or Chance Lassiter, or Juju Lords.
Ray is in the gun with Hummer to his right. Fake handoff, hands it off to Hunter.
Oh, wow.
Putting Lyle inside the 30-yard line out to the 29. Good run there from Hummer.
That's something that we haven't seen much, is they're pushing the pile. That's new this week almost.
Yeah, get guys in there like Brayden Mead.
Yeah.
And Nathaniel Kellins. Just when they're still working hard, pushing that line, picking up, helping their running back pick up those extra yards, and giving them a second and 2 at the 29-yard line.
Ray is in the gun again. Fake handoff, throws it. This one is intended for Peyton Rose. Just a little bit too high.
Just a little high.
Would have been a 1st down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short now.
When I was watching the play, I almost felt like Peyton wasn't expecting it.
Well, I don't know that he could have caught it. A little bit under.
Boswell's going to go a two-back set here, but it'll be Armani Jones and Hummer at the running back positions. Jace Richardson not on the field. Juju Lords at receiver on the far side. Third down. There's a handoff to Armani Jones on the left side. He'll get the first down and more. Jones inside the 20. And he's brought down. Armani Jones says move to the sticks. And you know what that also brings us? Fuck you, Retro! Yummy.
And he's trying to match their totals from last year against Forney.
So Armani Jones, sophomore tailback. A lot of young guys still across the Pioneer roster. Fake handoff, throws. This is touchdown. Pioneers, Peyton Rose on the 15-yard touchdown reception. And Boswell is in the end zone for the first time. It's the first out.
And what I like about it was there was just passing by road because that ball was a little bit behind him in traffic, and he just comes up.
It seemed like the ball was also up in the air forever. I mean, he had to have known somebody was coming for him, and they were, and he broke off the back and got into the end zone. These are things we talk about over and over again, games where, you know, you're on the losing end of the stick. You need some positive momentum heading into the next game. It's like when you're shooting hoops on a basketball court. You want to make a shot before you leave. You don't want to end on a miss. Getting a touchdown here, possibly another possession here to get some more points. That's how you want to enter the week. Get a defensive stop. That's how you want to enter the week.
And again, you look at a game like this, and you look for the pass. I don't think we can pass it. I mean, let's face it, the Pioneers are almost 200 points different in ranking.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to look for the pass.
So we got 8:35 to go in this game.
You know, and Boswell will have a chance to heal from this because their next truly big opponent is not until closer to the end of the season with North Crowley. So they'll have a chance to really heal from this.
What's going to be key is next Friday night.
Yep.
Yes.
If they get a win against Mansfield, then I like their chances.
Starting out District 1-0 is where you want to be, especially it just builds confidence. And hopefully through this next 8.5 minutes and next week, these guys are healthy, prepared, and ready. Next week at Mansfield is just going to drop inside the end zone. He's going to have to pick it up, though, since he muffed it inside the 5, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. The Forney will take over at their own 5 at 8:26 to play.
And what do they do here, Peyton? Do they run it?
At this point, Jim, I don't know what they're going to do.
They run it and try to milk as much clock off as they can.
See, that's what I would do if I was a, but never know these days. Hayden McKinney back in the game at quarterback. He's been squirting time here in the second half with Caleb Press. Here's a handoff to the left side. That's the tailback, Wesley O'Neill. I guess the first time we've said his name today.
Yeah, it looks like he was playing over there.
Excuse me, not Wesley O'Neill. But it is. That's Tra Hardman. But definitely the first time we've said his name tonight. Second down and 2 from the 12. The handoff again. The senior tailback. That'll be a first down. Forney is looking like they're just going to keep it on the ground here with the way this game.
Eagle Mountain has right over half 100 up there.
Wow.
They're up 37-0.
Kenny in the pistol here, or excuse me, not anymore. They moved into the shotgun. Hands it off to Hardman. Hardman breaks the tackle, busts it around the left side, and is brought down out of bounds.
So that's holding.
And there was a flag that came in late.
Yeah. That lead blocker definitely had a hold on the Boswell player.
So it's a face mask against the Pioneers. That'll be 15 onto the
My bad.
end of the run.
Well, it was holding.
Yeah, this is the wrong person.
Wrong person and wrong part of the deal.
6:53 now to play. Kenny, still the quarterback. Hardman to his left. They handoff, throws it to the left side. This one's caught and brought into Pioneer territory by Christian Jenkins.
Another hops off. Well, we're commenting last week.
Helmets were flying.
The helmets that we seen flying.
See, these guys, they gotta strap up their chin straps a little bit, huh?
Something.
Ball continues to move.
So, Jim, a project for you this week. For some reason, after the first quarter, instant replay's not working.
McKinney hands it off on the ground. It's a new tailback in the game. Tripped up. Derek Hill. Gary.
Yeah, that's college ball. Doesn't done just long enough so that his teammates can come in and make the tackle.
But he'll stay in the game at tailback. Continuing the line, both teams at this point trying to get out of here without any injuries.
Well, yeah, it's a 2-hour drive back to Forney.
Enjoy. Man in motion. Kenny handoff again to the left side. Big gaping hole, and he's brought down at the 21-yard line. Good run there by Derek Hill. That snap would be inside the 5-minute mark.
We've seen an argument both offense and defense.
Boswell's not afraid to have guys play both ways. Another new tailback in the game for Forney. Jalen DeShield. Forney's had a lot of ball carriers tonight, a lot of quarterbacks. Here's a handoff to DeShields. Breaks a tackle. DeShields breaks another, and DeShields takes it into the end zone. Another touchdown for Forney, a 20-yard gain. And this one is significant. Out of reach.
I don't think it was the highest ranked over my past 20 years.
Well, you got to think of it when they played. Oh, bad snap.
Bad snap. They'll take it and throw it incomplete. Like where Boswell was ranked?
Yeah, that's their highest state ranking.
It had to have been that year in 2018.
When they went 4 deep.
No, I think the year after. because the year they went 4 deep, they had a few losses. But it would have been that 2017 year. The 2016 year, they went 4 deep. 2017 was when they were 9-0, facing 9-0 Alito here. That had to have been the highest ranked.
I know that several years there, I don't know, 2013, 14, 15, somewhere around that, several times they were in the top 10 in the area.
Yeah.
So, just trying to think of where they compared back then to this Forney team we see now.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the high school landscape has just changed over the last few years.
Not completely. They got Southway.
Yeah.
Still got Alito. Still got Duncan too. All the
Cha-ching.
perennials. Yeah.
You can read between the lines. So 75-14 game here. 4:37 remaining. Will likely be the last offensive possession of the night for the Pioneers. Fair cut. That's they brought out to 75. So here's the thing, Jim. I know we're well deep into the new NFL kickoff rules. How would you like to see the new NFL kickoff rules come into the college and high school game, or would you not like it?
No. No. I don't like it in the NFL.
Jim's a high school peer or a football purist.
Football purist, man. Back them up.
It definitely looks weird. It definitely doesn't look right on a football field.
Getting too XFL.
So Reyes will keep it on the quarterback keeper, bounces it to the right side across the 40-yard line, and he'll bring it out of bounds at the 45. So a good run there from Reyes.
Yeah, too much XFL. And what are they going to do? Put nets behind the goalpost and let them catch it off the net?
And Jace Richardson's night looks like he's done. So Armani Jones is the tailback moving forward for the rest of this one. Reyes hands it off to Jones. Big hole for Jones. He kicks it to the right side inside the Forney territory. And it'll be marked down at the 45.
I thought he had the first on that one.
That's another a zoo.net. Goes down and moves.
Yeah, I think he's short. They marked him short. Wow, that's a poor spot.
Yeah, really poor spot.
I thought he had the 45 there.
I do too.
Anywho, 2nd and 1. Reyes hands it off to Jones. He fumbles the ball's on the turf. Reyes picks it up. Spin moves. Reyes gets the first down.
Oh my goodness.
That was that's a schoolyard play right there. So Reyes picks up the ball. And I think everybody's ready to go home, I think, at this point, Jim.
Almost had a stupid score.
So Armani with the fumble will get taken out of the game. So Hummer's now in. Pioneers have featured 4 running backs so far this season. And Reyes keeps it on the right option. Brings it around across the 30-yard line. And he's down at the 18. Tyler Reyes, 2 big chunk play runs on this drive. Guess what happened? In the red. But here it We are approaching the 2-minute warning here. We should see if Boswell gets a playoff. And they do. It's for a high snap, but it's bobbled, handed off to Hummer. Still Hummer. brings it about 2 yards across.
It's a 2-yard long. It should have been a 2-yard long.
And so since it's such a blowout here, they will not take a 2-minute warning, so the clock will just continue to run. Probably best for everybody.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to see the Pioneers score here.
I would too.
So they can best their score from last year. They scored 16 points last year against Forney.
The Reyes counter handoff to Hummer, who brings it across the 15 to the 14.
Good job that time by Hummer to lower his shoulder.
And bring up a third down on about 6. Approaching 1 minute to play here in the I think the Pioneers just want to get 6 and take this one to Mansfield next week. Hummer's still in the game at tailback. Reyes hands it to Hummer. Hummer trying to find something. Hummer stiff arms somebody, brings it across to the 10. He'll be a yard short of the first down. But what a good run from Hummer there.
And it looked like it was going to be a play.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of time with the change, but just a good job by Hummer to make something happen.
So about 35 seconds on the game clock here. 4th and 1 for the Pioneers. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes into the end zone here. Reyes keeps it on the ground to the left side. He's got to get the first. He does. Lowers his shoulder. It'll be down at the 6. 19 seconds left. Will the Pioneers go quick to the ball? Will they call timeout? Ryan just getting to the end of it. No, they're just going to let this run. They're going to go quick onto the ball, though. 10 seconds in this game. Reyes, fake handoff, throws across the middle. It's caught by Peyton Rose. It's a touchdown with 1 second remaining while they run the clock. And Peyton Rose with a great grab in the end zone.
Looks like that last touchdown that he had his defender laid all over him and just made it right back.
And that's something that I've been waiting on for Peyton Rose. He's shown that he's a great route runner. He's able to get open in space. Tonight, he really stepped up and received the football well, had no drop. That's something that they need to go moving into district play from out of him.
The Denver is on for the 3rd time tonight. Pioneers bested their score from last year.
And they will not get 60 ball, they will get 50 ball instead. As the PAT will be the last, and it's a PAT, and that's just not how you want to finish. And we are. That's going to do it. So that is not how you want to finish, because the Pioneers dropped this one 75-20. And I'll kick it over to Jim for the post-game show.
Yeah, we'll talk about this game, and then of course we'll talk about next week's game against the Mansfield Tigers. That's next here on the post-game show. Boswellsports about that. Welcome back to Boswell Sports, and final score from Pioneer Stadium is the Forney Jackrabbits 75, Boswell 20. Just real quick, run down some scores from around our district. First last night, 2 games played. Rockwell Heath 49-7 over Legacy, and then this one was a shocker. Rockwell Yellow Jackets over the North Carolina Panthers, the defending state champions. 37-35, and then Chisholm Trail looking to win a ball game as they are up over Trimble Tech 32-3. Eagle Mountain continues to dominate Ferris 47-0.
Wow.
And then Awesome in a close game with Arlington Colts. It's 28-21. Well, that one is actually a final. So Halton falls. And then Mansfield looks like they continue to dominate Hewlett Midway 34-21. That one in the third. And then Rose City all over Rutherford 36-10. Crawley has closed the gap a little bit. They're trailing Tyler Legacy 31-21 in the third quarter. And then North Forney continues to control that game against Lake Ridge 42-21. And so that's your scores from around the district. Peyton, let's talk about this one. You know, you hate to see a blowout 75-20, but the Boswell Pioneers did not give up.
No.
They continued to fight. Forney definitely a very, very good football team.
Yeah, Jim, I mean, we talked about it in the pregame. This Forney team, I expect them to go deep in the playoffs this season. They've got some guys across the board on defense that really fly to the football, but their offense is really just led by three dudes that are highly touted, highly recruited, and there's really some dogs on their team that can really move the football down the field, and we saw it early. We saw how potent their offense was with 5 plays, with 2 scores really early in that one in the first quarter. But, yeah, I mean, I think for the Pioneers, you look at this one, there was a few bright spots, I think, on the offensive side of the football. I think the new diamond package with the 3 tailbacks is something they can utilize. I don't expect them. I don't think it's going to be something that they use heavily like they did in this one. I think it's something that they really just wanted to have a lot of game film on and see kind of how everybody was reacting to it. But I imagine it's something with Chance and Richardson and Hummer all being healthy. I think going into next week against Mansfield, it's something that they're going to utilize a lot. But I was really impressed with Peyton Rhodes tonight as well. I feel like that he played really well at the receiver position. Didn't have any drops, and that's kind of been something I think that has been his Achilles heel since he's been at the varsity level. And he played really well tonight. Richardson obviously played really well tonight, over 100, and he's got to be at 130 yards on the ground. I got to take a look at it, but over 130 yards on the ground. That's, what is that, 400-something yards in 2 games for a backup tailback who potentially now
He was third string.
He was third string
last week.
How much?
255 last week.
Yeah, so he's close to 400 in this one, and yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen with this quarterback situation. It may just be where they didn't want Juju to play tonight.
Yeah, I don't think Juju's lost his starting quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Not after the Haltom game.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't imagine, but it was nice to kind of see Reyes get some snaps tonight, and if he is the guy moving forward, then they're gonna have to really get going. I think offensively, especially in the passing game. But like you said, I think we expect Juju to be out there. But all in all, I think the biggest thing for this team to really get going to find themselves into the playoffs is they need to really step up, I think, defensively with their outside linebackers and stopping the run. That's kind of been their Achilles heel, even in their wins. We saw it against Haltom, saw it against Boswell. Didn't really see film on the Saginaw game, but in 2 of those 3 of these 4 non-district games, that's really the weak points, I think, at this point. But that's something that you can correct entirely, and I felt like in the second half they kind of stepped it up a little bit. We saw it last week in the second half against Haltom, and they're definitely more than capable of it. But they gotta go get a win next week. You gotta go start district play on the road and go get a win.
Everybody next week
0-0
is 0-0.
Yep.
And that's where this is where Coach Ab used to say these are the money games.
Yep.
This is where you put money in your bank. And you got to win next week against Mansfield. We saw some good things, folks. Yeah, the score pretty lopsided, pretty bad. But we did see some bright spots for the Boswell Pioneers. I thought they tackled a lot better.
Yep.
Forney opened up some huge holes for some very talented backs. And so, that's kind of hard to quantify, but again, I think that their tackling definitely has showed some improvement. The other area that I thought they improved in was at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
Peyton Rhodes, who had dropped a few early on in the season, that guy was clutch.
He was great tonight. He was great.
Holden Coursey.
Yep. He's a little security blanket that they have.
So, we saw some good things there in the passing game. And then the secondary. I thought the secondary played pretty good against a very good quarterback.
Yeah. Lamar Isidore. He had one pass interference called against him, but he was going against a 3-star commit going to Texas Tech next year that will be playing Division I Big 12 conference football. And he held his own, I feel like. I feel like he played really well against him in man coverage. And, he had that one pass interference that could have went either way, I think, truthfully, up here in the booth. And he played a really good game. And that's something that I think the secondary and that second level of the defense is going to need to is really what they need to really put it all together, because we know how good the defensive front is. We've seen it. We've seen 4 games of them so far this year, and they've been great.
We have not had some of our best players. No James Washington tonight. No Uribe.
Yep.
Juju not at quarterback. No Lassiter. You get those guys back, this may be a totally different football team.
100%. And honestly, I think this is a group that they need to complement each other. You can't. It's tough when you have a few of those guys out, and when they're all together, they're an entirely different unit. I wouldn't be surprised next week if we see a very high potent offense like we saw in that second half against Altum, and guys flying around the ball on defense. But we have to remember, a lot of these guys are still juniors and sophomores. These are guys are still growing. But we said it in years past. Once you play a season under your belt at the varsity level, that's it. You're not a youngin anymore. You're now a veteran. So now, these guys, they've played in tough district games. They've played in a few tough non-district games, especially one tonight. Now it's time to put it all together and go put it on the field next week against Mansfield. And look, we said it. North Crowley is North Crowley. They're going to win the district. That's the truth. Everybody knows it. That's one of the best teams in the state, even though they fell last night to Rockwell. That's one of the best teams in the state. 2 through 4, gettable. 100% it's gettable. Lake Ridge, Mansfield Lake Ridge is probably that second team, maybe Crowley. But, again, once you're in district play.
Crowley's one of those gettable.
Yeah, once you're in district play, you never know. I think Weatherford's gettable. I think the other Mansfield teams that are in the district are gettable. Legacy, Mansfield High, but you got to put it together. You got to start next week.
That's it.
And that's something that was the reason last year, Jim, why the Pioneers didn't make the playoffs. The games that they should have won, they lost.
Yeah.
In district play, you have to take care of the games that you should win, and it starts next week.
Hey, fourth quarter last year was disastrous in several of those games.
Yeah.
And hey, we had a good one last week. That's something to build on. Both of these games are growth games, believe it or not.
100%. Yeah.
The Pioneers saw and knew what it felt like to come from behind last week. And then this week, they saw where they stood against a very good state-ranked football team.
It's honestly humbling. Yeah. Truthfully, I think it's a humbling game, and it's one where it's like, look, that's the top-tier threshold. We're a little behind.
This is where we are.
Yeah, this is where we are. We got to go. We got to go.
We're not 320.
Yep.
Even though, they're ranked 320, they're not 320.
No.
But we're not 30 either.
No. No.
So, all right, let's go ahead and pick our players of the game. We'll start with Keith, who hadn't had an opportunity to speak yet.
No, that's all right. I don't know who I've got for defense. My brain wasn't focused when we were doing it, but I think really I've just got to go with Jace Richardson.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think maybe more than Lassiter now defines the offense. I really think that when he came in and he told us Tuesday that he was actually third string started out on. I think he is there. He is now like what you see in the NFL. You see he is now that player, that surprise player.
Yep.
That come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he went from being a third string practice squad kid like what you'd see in the NFL, to all of a sudden he is that team now. And so I got to go with Jace Richardson.
It's almost like Tony Pollard with Ezekiel Elliott a few years ago. Remember, Zeke was that one, and Zeke got hurt, Tony came in, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, Tony Pollard. So it's kind of that same thing. But yeah, I think my players of the game, Jim, I'll start defensively. Lamar Isidor's got to be mine. I feel like, we can talk about the linebackers and how well that they've played, especially when you're talking about guys like Nathan Rosales, who's always flying around the football and making good plays. But I feel I have a big heart for defensive backs that are tested with great talent that are going to be playing in college. And you're in man coverage. I mean, this isn't zone coverage or anything like that. This guy's going one-on-one with one of the best players in the country. And I feel like he owned his own. Like there was a few plays where, he may have gotten beat, and there may have been that pass interference, but there's a few big plays that he made on a top tier receiver, and that's going to be playing Big 12 football next year. So I got to give it to Isidore for my defensive player of the game, and then offensive player, you got to give it to Jace Richardson. He's really just come alive, I think, over the last few weeks. He's become that workhorse for the offense. It's a close second for Peyton Rhodes, I think, too. I think Peyton Rhodes is a guy that, again, he in the passing game is probably the most important player outside of course, who's throwing the football. He's got to be that dude for the Pioneers this year, and he's got to be the one that, you don't want to compare it to Michael Irvin or anything, but when you're running across the middle, you're going to get hit. You got to hold on to the football, and that's got to be their guy this year. And he really showed out tonight that he's capable of it. So, yeah, Jace Richardson, offensive player of the game, and I guess honorable mention Peyton Rhodes.
For me, on defense, it's Maui Peters.
Yes.
Maui Peters. I said his name a lot tonight, and again up against a very good offense. I thought he really played a good game. Making the open field tackles, doing the wrap up, doing those small intangible things. And so for me, it's Maui Peters on defense. And then on offense, I got to go Peyton Rhodes. That guy had 2 touchdowns in traffic.
Yep.
And I mean, he was just clutch. And so that's something we needed to see from him. And he really stepped up and he did it. So those are my 2 guys. We do have, as you see the schedule there in front of you, district starts next week. The Pioneers travel to Mansfield. That game is at 7 o'clock. Of course, our pregame show will be at 6:30. And so happy to have Peyton back in the booth. And we encourage you to tune in. We'd like for you to go to the game if you can, but if you can't, go down to Eagles Nest or Reds or put it on your big screen at home.
Yeah.
And we'll bring you the game, but love to have you out there cheering on these boys. I want to remind you of the Pioneer Sports Extra, Saginaw's #1 coaches show, 20 years running.
20 years.
Undisputed.
Undisputed.
Reigning, defending.
#1 coaches show. We do that thing at Reds every Tuesday night. Would love to have you come out and be part of the live studio audience, as we will interview one of these players and talk to Coach Weaver, get his opinion on this game and on the season that is ahead of us. And that starts at 7:30. We've been pre-recording it because the signal there is not real good internet-wise, and we just want to make sure that you guys get the whole show and not just pieces of it. So just go to our YouTube channel. It's YouTube at Boswell Sports, same place you saw the game tonight. Give us those thumbs up, those loves, those follows, whatever you do on YouTube. We would love to have that as well. Till next week, this is Jim Howard for Peyton Peterson and Keith Diamond and the lovely Mrs. Howard, who will have all those pictures for you this weekend, saying good night from Pioneer Stadium, where the final score is the Forney Jackrabbits 75 and the Boswell Pioneers 20. Till next week, good night and go Boz.
Lights above the field, Friday night tension high. Sweat on the backs, Pioneer pride. War drums beat inside, helmet helmet cracks in the air. Concrete grit out and fight, enemies everywhere. Boswellsports, scream to the screams, voices howl, spirits mean. Warriors clash unseen, legacy in the beams. Dust settles under feet, victory cries loud and sweet. Heroes in the heat, a battle so bittersweet. Bones crush, hearts ignite, bleeding for the fight under the stars.